to show that it's different with me. Yeah, she fell in love with the green. I told her she could have what she want, long as she roll with me. She getting flew out, private plane. Let me show you what this life about. Yeah, this really levels to this. Come with me, I can show the difference. It's a whole new world, you ain't even know existed. Money ain't nothing to me. I just might spend a couple thousand just to show her that it's different with me. Yeah, she fell in love with the green. I told her she could have what she want, long as she rollin' with me. She getting flew out, private plane. Let me show you what this life about. Yeah, this really levels to this. Come with me, I can show you the difference. It's a whole new world, you ain't even know existed. Yo, money ain't nothing to me. I just might spend a couple thousand just to show her that it's different with me. Yeah, she fell in love with the green. I told her she could have what she want, long as she rollin' with me. She getting flew out, private plane. Let me show you what this life about. Yeah, it's really levels to this. Come with me, I can show you the difference. It's a whole new world, you ain't even know existed. Money ain't nothing to me. I just might spend a couple thousand just to show her that it's different with me. Yeah, she fell in love with the green. I told her she could have what she want, long as she rollin' with me. She getting flew out, private plane. Let me show you what this life about. Yeah, it's really levels to this. Come with me, I can show you the difference. It's a whole new world.
Let's go, get the lights up, let's go.
Show that it's different with me.
Get the lights up, let's go.
Yeah, she fell in love with the green. I told her she could have what she want, long as she rollin' with me. She getting flew out, private plane. Let me show you what this life about. Yeah, this really levels to this. Come with me, I can show you the difference. It's a whole new world, you ain't even
Double tap the screen, get the lights up. We finna go in, let's go.
I just might spend a couple thousand just to show her that it's different with me.
Yeah,
she fell in love with the green. I told her she could have what she want, long as she rollin' with me. She getting flew out, private plane. Let me show you what this life about. Yeah, it's really levels to this. Come with me, I can show you the difference. It's a whole new world, you ain't even know existed. Yeah, money ain't nothing to me. I just might spend a couple thousand just to show her that it's different with me. Yeah,
get the lights up, let's go.
She fell in love with the green. I told her she could have what she want, long as she rollin' with me. She getting flew out, private plane. Let me show you what this life about. Yeah, it's really levels to this. Come with me, I can show you the difference. It's a whole new world, you ain't never know existed.
Y'all ready? Let's go, man. Double tap that screen. Let's go. We finna go in.
I used to believe in you. I won to every word you said.
Let's go.
Thought it was me and you, but you had other plans instead. You couldn't stay true. You welcomed her into our bed.
Get the lights up, let's go.
You must have lost your mind. You must be out your head, yeah. 'Cause you're a snake, you're a liar. I'll bring rain, I'll bring fire, and you won't know peace. You're a clown, you're a fool, but the joke's on you, 'cause you messed with me. I don't get hurt, no, I get even. Best believe it's heartbreak season.
talking about, know I'm talking about, know I'm talking about. We back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. We back with another banger. Let's get the likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know. It's the king. Too loyal. No, I'm talking about Ratchet TV. Hey, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if you in the building. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Tap that notification bell so you can get the drop whenever I drop. All right, so boom. Man. We got to talk, Ratchet Gang. Look, tonight we got to chop it up. We got to get back into this P. Diddy situation, along with a few lists. We got a list of other things we got to address, too. It's been a lot going on behind the scenes. Let me tell y'all, it's a lot going on behind the scenes. It's a lot going on the scenes. Now, when Ratchet TV decided to expose the Fed's whole play and the Fed's biggest player, if you will, got something in my dang eye. Well, whenever the character was unlocked of who this person truly was, I think I did something bad there. Now, you got to understand, I've been playing a very dangerous game for a long time. Now, right about now, of course, the narrative is going to be switched. It's going to be a bunch of crazy BS going on the scenes, behind the scenes, above the scenes, beyond the scenes. Trust me, the plays are on the way. The plays is on the way, and you just can't get nothing over on Big Ratchet, man. Look, I don't give a damn about nothing nobody does with me, my name, my image, whatever. Everything is going to be addressed in due time. Just know everything will be addressed in due time, and I will always be the king, and I'll always be sitting on this motherfucking throne, and that's why y'all can't do nothing with me, dog. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all can't do nothing with me. So I see what the plays be, right? And I called something out up at the courtroom. I called what the prosecution had been doing this whole time. I exposed their whole hand the entire time. Everybody was in an uproar when I did this. So they quickly switched the narrative. They started using the same players they were using in the Diddy shit to steer the narrative. Now you're starting to see maybe Ratchet ain't so crazy. I think y'all are doing nothing but giving me more credibility than I already had it. But there wasn't many people in that courtroom that were really exposing what was really going on. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people definitely were giving both sides of the story. But if you were really in that courtroom every day, and if you're just being honest and not biased, the defense had so many good days, so many good moments. There was so much to talk about on the defense's side to show you that this was never going to be a RICO. The defense team did a great job skating by this RICO. It's never happened in the history of SDNY before. There's no RICOs that have ever been beaten. Diddy just made history beating this RICO. But you're not talking about what really got him out of this RICO, and it wasn't the fact. I mean, don't get me wrong. Salute to Indie Girl for the 10-piece. Says, salute RG4L. Thank you, Indie Girl. Thank you, Cinnabon. Says, good evening. I got my shot glasses ready. Salute for the 10-piece, Cinnabon. I appreciate that. Salute. Make sure y'all double tap the screen and get these likes up. So again, like I said, they're starting to use the same players. You're starting to see the same plays be made. Now it's starting to look like Ratchet probably ain't that crazy after all, because when the facts, and if you are talking facts, I'm talking about, forget what the media told you, forget what you read on Twitter, forget any of that. If you got your information either from the courtroom directly, meaning you physically were there and saw and heard everything, or unless you are talking to someone giving you the information that is unbiased and giving you both sides of the story. If you can either have had visual or audio, like if you could remember, like if you just heard what was going on in this courtroom, or if you was to see what was going on in the courtroom, you would have a different opinion. Like for me for instance, when I'm just at home reading Twitter and I'm taking all the information in I got from Twitter and I got from CNN and I got from this person and that person, Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Nancy Grace, if you will. Miss Tilapia over there. If you're getting your information from some of these people, then I can understand why you would have a certain, you know what I'm saying? If you're taking all this information in that you're reading on Twitter and then you're just gaining from like these certain news media, whatever you want to call them, you would have a different vibe if you was in that courtroom because they're not giving you the full story. They never gave the full story and they never talked about what this case was really about. They spun a narrative in the media and they were using the media. It all happened on the media. If Cassie's tape would have never gotten used, if that would have never gotten leaked, if Cassie's tape doesn't get leaked, there's no such thing as a RICO. I was the one telling y'all way back when that this entire lawsuit was built around Cassie. Do y'all remember how many people was like, Ratchet, you're wrong. They're building it, Ratchet. You're wrong. They're gonna prove the RICO, Ratchet. You're wrong. I even said at moments by technicalities off of verbiage. Yeah, I get what y'all are trying to say was a RICO, and you're making a good point of trying to assume that, but I just don't think that this is gonna stick. I don't see that this is gonna work out in a RICO. It's me. And I'm giving you the real reason why it's not a RICO. Correct? Salute to Diane Peters for the 20-piece. I appreciate you. Salute Paul for the gift of membership. Salute y'all. And y'all show out in that chat, man. So, again, so now we sitting here with the verdict coming down, and you see it's exactly what people who were, and I'm not taking credit for this or saying it's just me, so there were certain people who were given the truth. It wasn't many of them. There were certain people who were like, you know what, this is what was going on, this whoop, 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 and a lot of people played it right down the middle. People might believe that I was leaning on Team Diddy. It wasn't even Team Diddy or Team Prosecution. I'm in the middle, I'm neutral. I have no horse in this fight. I have no horse in this race. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm literally just covering a story, but as I'm presenting the facts of this story, I'm leaning more towards this man ain't gonna go down for this because I think that they're trying to set him up. I think that these people have been playing dirty with this man for years. I'm starting to see a different side from these people. This was never about a criminal enterprise. I kept saying it. This was about his personal life getting exposed. This was the elites telling Diddy, we can take it all from you. Now you're going to be a good boy and you're going to sit in there until your sentencing comes up. And when sentencing comes up, I think that Diddy walks. Either he gets a slap on the wrist or he ends up walking. I think Diddy has been a good boy. Do y'all remember, if you go all the way back to the beginning of this case, they switched the judge. And I said that's going to be a key factor when they switched that judge. Something was going on already when they switched judges on Diddy. Do y'all remember that? We're going to take y'all on a little journey tonight, man. Because I've been telling y'all what's been going on all across the board. I even got a couple people angry right now, and the content creator world is not pleased with RatchetTV. Let's be real, the content creating world is in an uproar about what RatchetTV is doing over here. It's us against everybody, y'all. I'm talking about it's us. It be up with everybody. It was a few little small time people. I showed love. When I went to New York, I showed love, man. I just was out there giving them the truth. I mean, it took for a nigga like me to go to your city to cause havoc, you know what I'm saying, and show you I'm the real king of New York. If we being technical, RatchetTV walked through that motherfucking crowd. Y'all seen what it was. Big Ratchet has an aura around him. Aura, however you say it. Aura. You know what the fuck I'm saying. Allegedly. Allegedly. And everything I say is alleged. And it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the Fair Use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the Fair Use disclaimer in the description of this video. And everything I say is alleged. Allegedly. But that's neither here nor there. We'll put these little niggas in their place eventually, right? We'll put these little niggas in their place as we go along, right? So let's just continue with the content. We're gonna continue with the content. Hold on, let me put this back over here. And let me pull this back up over here. All right, boom. All right, my bad. Let's concentrate. Do you guys feel like Diddy is about to walk? Or do you guys feel like Diddy is about to get cooked? Because I've been trying to tell y'all, this was a play all along. This has been a play from the beginning. This never was, this literally was not a RICO case. It was not even made up to be a RICO case. They didn't even want to, they knew that they were never going to get a RICO case out of this. They were just trying to expose Diddy. That's what this was about. The feds want to take Diddy down, but they're using tricky tactics to do it. You want to charge him with all this extreme shit when you already know that the man only gonna go down for the prostitution. Because just because we can, if anybody with a, you don't gotta have a law degree, anybody with some legal sense would understand Diddy was gonna go down for the prostitution. They definitely proved it. The RICO could have never been proven, and it never was even, they didn't even try to prove it in court. Like they literally never, they never tried to make this a RICO. The people they called to the stand and the people they took off their list, you know that the feds took off D-Rock, they took off KK, they had an opportunity to go subpoena these people and bring them to trial. They had every opportunity to do it, they just didn't do it. They decided, we're gonna shorten our list out. We've done such a good job, we don't need D-Rock. We don't need One Stop. We don't need Harv Pierre, we don't need KK. We got him. Dumbest move ever. Stupidest move that you could fucking make at a point like this, right? So I ask myself, why are all of these content creators covering this up? Now people are coming out to say the content creators got paid $60,000. Like, let's stop. Can we just stop with the bullshit, y'all? And I'm not even gonna keep addressing the fact that this person just literally just keeps making clickbait after clickbait after clickbait after clickbait after clickbait, just lying. Just lying. Diddy's gonna escape prison. Man, the jury is under investigation and shit like this. It's $60,000 payoff. And do y'all, like, dead ass, y'all really believe, y'all really be believing that shit? I really want to know, do y'all seriously, or is it just like, you know what I'm saying, like watching a soap opera, you just kind of just watch it just for the hell of it, just because you already know, I mean, like loving hip hop and shit. I really think he gonna be coming home this year. Yeah, they said next Tisa will say Diddy escapes in the UFO. Yeah, I'm getting so damn tired of that shit. I'm really getting sick of it, to be honest. They said, I hope not. They said the jury was not paid. Yes, they talking about the jury. The jury was paid off now, y'all. Now they saying the jury was paid off. Can't we just understand this is everything to spin the narrative in a person's favor because they got called out on their bullshit? Like RatchetTV made you switch up and just completely go just clickbait. But all I did was call the facts out, bro. I still don't get what everybody was even upset about. The fact that I called somebody out on a bullshit. I just thought that we as journalists, we hold each other accountable. It's kind of like we on the same team and you done shot 23 pointers and you ain't hitting these motherfuckers. Like, it's not landing. Stop shooting. You're fucking hurting us out here. You're making us look bad. And we had a chance as content creators to make our mark. And I think that we showed everybody exactly, you know what I'm saying, who we were. This is a cutthroat world, right? If you will, with the content creators, with it's a lot going on behind the scenes more than anything. Just know people are targeting each other behind the scenes. I ain't gonna even speak on it or say too much, but you know, I know everything. I know a bunch of shit. Somebody hit me up, like I said the other day, talking about they got a whole plot to get me out the way. And I said, I don't really give a damn, but if you got some information, maybe you should, you know what I'm saying, hit me up and tell me what's up. But you asking me for money And I just don't. To me, that's some weird. That's just weird. You're asking me for money, and I felt like this, I said it yesterday. I was like, someone hit me up asking me for money in exchange for them giving me some information that they got behind the scenes about me. I'm like, what are you? If I knew some shit that could fuck you up, money, we couldn't even exchange money for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to save you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so fuck your money. I don't even need that. But if you would like to, you know what I'm saying, look out for me for this information, if you feel like it's valuable to you, then let me tell you something. That's how I would have approached it. But then the person contacts me again today. Is like, oh, you want to go blast me? You want to go blast me? I'm gonna air all your shit out. I'm gonna give all your whoop de whoop to this person. I was like, see, my point exactly. Thank you, Satan. You see how God reveals everybody around me. All it took for me to do was go say, I would have done it like this. I didn't even disrespect you or nothing like that. But now you want to go. You just hit me back today talking all this shit in my phone, talking about, oh, you gonna go back and go give somebody all my information. And so I said, see, that's the devil working. You was never for me. So I've been Ratchet Gang for 5 years. Well, if you was Ratchet Gang for 5 years, damn it, you sure switched up just like that. Op. Fuck out of here. And I mean this with every fiber of my soul. I don't give a fuck. Keep y'all weird asses away. This is why I don't deal with people, dog. I do not deal with these weird ass people. Like, stop contacting me. And you be hitting me up on my phone number and shit. Like, the fuck, y'all be wrong with y'all people, man. Like, we're not friends. We're not friends. Let's start right there. We're not friends. All right, but anyway, it says 60K. He tried putting up 50 million. That's what I'm saying. 60K, $60,000. So Diddy took the cheap route and just gave a bunch of random content creators 60K to spread out for some transcripts. Then you say you got Diddy's team was trying to give you transcripts. Why are we just now hearing this information? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you just now talking about this shit? You know, don't you tell everything that fucking happened? You sure chose a real good time to start airing everything out. Like, you sure got a lot of information now that everything is over and you got called out for your shit. You sure didn't have none of this information beforehand, but all of a sudden today, you know everything. Now Diddy team was reaching out to you, so you was talking to Diddy people. Thank you. So you see, the more lies that you getting caught up, like you tripping up on your own lies, and it's starting to give. I don't really think the lady give a fuck no more. I think she just running with it. Like, look, everybody know I'm lying. Fucking, I'm just gonna keep lying. Like, it just is what it is. I'm not stopping. Like, at least I gotta give her credit. At least she just sticking to her gun. She just gonna continue lying. She just said, you know what, fuck it. It is what it is. I'm already caught, so I'm just gonna lie till I can't lie no more. It just is what it is. I'm just gonna keep lying. That girl don't give a damn. I gotta give it to her. That's one person that just don't give a damn. I'm talking about she don't give a damn. She gonna lie. Let's keep that a big buck. She is going to lie. If there's one thing that lady gonna do, she's going to lie, and she gonna spin the hell out of a story. But I gotta give her respect though. She does a great job at that shit because she got y'all people fooled. We can do better. Let's get the likes. So yeah, double tap the screen, man. Let's get us to 500 likes, man. Double tap the screen. So I did a poll, and I want to know how y'all feel about the poll. Will Diddy walk free? 60% of the chat says he's coming home. 40% of the chat think he'll get 10 plus years. That's a wow. 40% say, okay, 60 to 40. 60% say he's coming home. Salute India Perkins for that 17 months. I appreciate you. Salute, drop the flowers for India. I don't know, man. We gonna see. But from the information that I'm getting behind the scenes, look, the feds gotta hold the L. And to be real, they gotta give Diddy to the next line of people that want to get him. If you do the math correctly, Diddy made Diageo a very wealthy company. He helped them really get on their feet. They owe Diddy a hefty check of around, from what I'm hearing, $2 billion. He went and pissed these people off and sued them. He definitely outed this company. And Diddy also was going on to start an all-black political party. Diddy was going off to do black business, black excellence. He started turning his back on the people that really put him on and really put him in a very powerful position. Diddy had more power than Jay-Z. I would say Diddy is probably the most influential person in the hip hop industry in our lifetime. I think so. That's just my opinion. I think business wise, Diddy really changed the game, and he just changed the game again because even if you hate Diddy, you got to respect this part. Diddy didn't give up no names. Diddy didn't throw nobody under the bus to protect himself. Diddy stood on his 10. He accepted the bullshit that he did, and he stuck to his guns on on no Rico. And this is all bullshit. And this is about taking me down. And Diddy did exactly what he was supposed to do, because if Diddy would have went down in that Rico, that opens up the biggest, I ain't gonna say the biggest Rico, well, I would say the entire hip hop or our culture, not even just hip hop. You gotta think about how many content creators live a lifestyle like that. You know what I'm saying? You got Cassie. How many? He's in a relationship now, so maybe DDG or whoever. Any top content creator, Aiden Ross, whoever. You flying an Instagram model out. You flying a little bad little chick out you met on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, and you know what I'm saying? You smoking and popping a little wooty woo. You got some party favors. You chilling. You got a couple of other chicks lined up, and y'all having a big old whoopty whoop, and y'all now you're in a Rico, and you too, a Rico for everybody in the entertainment industry, not even just hip hop. So he really helped everybody dodge a bullet. Now everybody know that bullshit ain't no Rico. So he really just saved the hip hop industry from everybody getting a Rico. That's just being honest. I said, don't forget Adrian Ross White. But he's more than just white. You know what I'm saying? He's something else. And you gotta think about it. Start with it rhymes with Ray. With the letter it start with. Is Cassie gonna give that $30 million back to Diddy, recouping his legal fees? Well, what's gonna happen with Cassie is, salute Binky for being a member for 43 months. I appreciate you. Drop the flowers for Binky. What's gonna happen with Cassie? Cassie is on her way to getting more lawsuits. She was giving out STDs and doing a lot of weird shit on her own, and these people have come back to say Cassie is lying on Diddy. That's what the escorts are coming back saying. Cassie is lying on Diddy. So we're going to get into everything that's going on in this case. But Cassie's about to get a couple lawsuits. I'm just going to be real with y'all. It's a couple lawsuits coming Cassie's way. So she might as well just go ahead and get ready, because she definitely finna get a few lawsuits. They finna be on Cassie's ass. Let me see. Kanye West reportedly accused of sexual assault and trafficking by former assistant in a lawsuit. So Kanye West, former assistant Lauren Pisciotti, has filed new legal documents accusing him of sexual assault and a range of other serious misconduct. In this amended lawsuit, Pisciotti claims Kanye engaged in assault, battery, stalking, sexual battery, trafficking, false imprisonment, and more. She had previously sued him in 2024 over explicit text and videos. So, why do I bring that up? Who is the only person to show up to that federal building and expose them people and let everybody know that this wasn't a RICO? Who was the first and only person that went up to that damn courtroom, y'all? Who was the first and only celebrity who pulled up to the Diddy trial? Let me know in the chat. They say, yay. Let me turn this around. Hold on. Let me do this. Yeah, so Kanye. We got Kanye. We got Kanye in the building, man. Kanye was the only celebrity that actually pulled up to the Diddy trial. He was the only one. The absolute only one who pulled up to the Diddy trial. Now he's about to get hit, and they finna get rid of Kanye. I've been saying that for a minute. They are going to get rid of this man. He's been exposing way too much. He won't stop talking, and he just keeps on going on these crazy rants, and he's costing a lot of people a lot of money. Kanye ain't gonna be around much longer. Just mark my words. They gonna get rid of Kanye one way or another. They already, you know what I'm saying? They did what they did back then when people thought he racked somebody in his family. I'm trying to speak in code. If y'all understand what I'm talking about, let me know. How's the audio, y'all? Y'all can hear me and everything good? Let me know so we can get this show started, man. I'm finna really start dropping these gems off on y'all. So like I said, Kanye, he's finna get hit with his now. He finna face a lot of legal trouble. They finna just get rid of Kanye altogether. But you gotta think about it. Kanye and P. Diddy, they were billionaires. I'm not sure if I know Diddy's probably not a billionaire at this moment, but if he was able to get out and make a couple business moves, he would be right back to billionaire status. Kanye is a billionaire. These men are powerful and rich. They're not playing by the rules. Diddy stopped playing by the rules, and that's what this is about. So even if you feel like Diddy is an abuser, they brainwashed you. We're not even talking. Of course he is. We can't talk about that right now. We can speak about that after the fact that we talk about this trial. Fuck what you're talking about. I get it. And okay, so Cassie was a victim of this. Okay, cool. The statute of limit, and for the dumb people who don't even, tomorrow, can he get retried? And can they bring up domestic charges? No, you goofies. It's over. The statute of limitations was only 2 years for the domestic violence. So that's out the window. It's over. So why are we talking about it? There's nothing that they can do about it. Just like if you were smart enough to know your illegal shit, if you were smart enough to know what the feds were doing, you should. Didn't I tell y'all from the jump? Remember when Kid Cudi testified, and I was the one up there saying, "What is the point of Kid Cudi testifying?" Because none of this shit matters. They can't even talk about arson because it was in 2009. What are y'all talking about? That's before the RICO. I kept saying that. I kept saying the kidnapping was before the RICO. Every time y'all, well, Ratchet, they proved the kidnapping, they proved arson and bribery. That's 3 right there. No, they're not. The bribery happened before that. Everything that y'all were talking about was not even in the RICO. And that's why there was no RICO. They never talked about the RICO. If you was in court, they never brought up the RICO. Ever. They never talked about the RICO. So when you're talking about the bribery and you're talking about the arson and you're talking about the kidnapping and you're talking about those charges, when it was all said and done and they were going to deliberate, the judge specifically told them, do not consider that. Don't talk about the arson, kidnapping, the bribery, none of that. All that shit from Kid Cudi's testimony, don't even think about that. He didn't say it in those words. I'm just saying, just being honest, the judge basically told everybody, nah, don't consider any of that stuff y'all heard by the prosecution. All the stuff the prosecution talked about, it's over. It's over. Hold on. Let me see. What did somebody just say? Hold on. What the hell did that shit just say? On the mention Jane Doe name. I didn't think she got down like Tisa fake crying. Oh yeah. I did see that, Ali. I don't know why they took off your comment, but Samaria, I definitely did see that. But yeah, but everybody doxed. It wasn't just even Tisa. A few people doxed. A few federal witnesses. A few people got doxed. But I mean, it is what it is, right? I just think that they were playing dirty games all across the board. It wasn't just. It was everybody. The whole courtroom was just dirty games. Everybody was just gloves off, and it was just a free for all. It was embarrassing, to be honest. If you were in there, that was literally a humiliation ritual, if I've ever seen one. And I got to say, that's the first one I ever witnessed. I've never seen a humiliation ritual play out in real time, but that was some sick and twisted shit they did. And that's not me taking up for Diddy. So once again, is he a monster? Of course he is. Did he beat Cassie? Of course he did. Should he be held accountable for that? Of course. But unfortunately, this ain't a domestic violence case. And unfortunately, the statute of limitations is passed. So that testimony is complete bullshit to me at this point, because none of the shit we're talking about was ex-trafficking, and none of it was coercion, none of it was forced labor, none of it was anything that had to do with the RICO, none of it was anything. It really was the prostitution, transportation. But I mean, in my mind, you could have got hit with it as well. But I would only assume that they gave you immunity because to take him down and try to wrap him up in a fake RICO. So they used you. They used you as bait, and they embarrassed the fuck out of you. Like Cassie, you got up there and embarrassed the fuck out of yourself. And to me, it was more like get back. I just think it was a bad idea on everybody's part to play the shit out. I would have never had Cassie on that stand. Me personally, if I was them, I would have never called Cassie to the stand to do that shit. That was embarrassing. I would have never called Don Richard up there. Embarrassing. I would have never called Jane Doe up there. Embarrassing. Deontay was entertaining. Capricorn Clark was very entertaining. It was a few that was good. There was a few, but it was a lot of witnesses that were just like, bro, where is KK? Where is D-Rock? Where is the fucking Rico? And everyone in court every day would say it, but everybody that was steering the narrative would be like, it's coming. Don't worry about it. They're going to call so-and-so tomorrow. It's coming. Gina's coming. I was telling everybody, Gina is not coming, bro. And then the prosecution the defense just flat out said, Gina will not be testifying, period. Gina will not be here. No one's going to get on that stand. We're not calling no witnesses. Y'all shit was so weak. If we call witnesses, y'all got a better chance of getting it. But we just going to play it how we play it. And Diddy's team did a wonderful job not letting Diddy testify. I think he wanted to. I think Diddy was definitely going to testify, but I think Brian Steele talked him out of it. That's just my opinion. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. In my opinion, I think Diddy would have testified, but I think Brian Steele, he didn't tell him not to, but he kind of persuaded him like, I don't think you should do that, fam. You might not. You might not want to do that. You might not want to. All right, hold on, damn. They in there arguing in the damn chat. What y'all got going on in the damn chat? Let's say they over here arguing in the damn chat. They need to let Diddy out, and I hope he gets the help he needs. I do agree with that. Now, I said that on the news when the news interviewed me. I said, I don't really see the need to keep him in jail. I just feel like the man needs help. Versus, I think he's he got some sick shit, and you know what I'm saying. He got some shit going on with him. I definitely think that he needs he should get the proper help. That he should seek help. I think they should get out and let him rehabilitate and get help and really mean it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you did some fucked up shit, Diddy. So I definitely don't agree with the stuff you did. So I'm not team Diddy, and I'm not victim shaming nobody. It has nothing to do with any of that. What it has to do with is injustice. And what's going on right now is injustice. And the Mann Act, that was only made for people like Epstein. If we're being honest, that's the truth. It was invented for people like Epstein and them to catch those people. This does not pertain to what's going on right now for a prostitution charge, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on it. We about to get started on this damn show. So give me a second. Let's pull up a few things here, man. We're gonna chop it up about some stuff tonight. Let's pull up a few things. Let's go.
Lots of questions on how much time he's actually going to serve, but specifically, why did the defense all of a sudden push back on not wanting an expedited hearing in September? They said we're fine with October. A couple of things you have to look at. As mentioned, there's something called a PSR, a probation pre-sentence report. Probation makes the determination to give to the judge where they believe that the sentencing guideline calculation, the base, how much can you smoke, the base offense level of where Diddy starts. The government and the defense are both disagreeing. The defense is saying, we think that he is under our guideline chart, like at a level 14, 15, 16, which is like a 21 to 27 month sentence. 21 is the low, 27 is the high. I think the government is saying, nope, we believe that his base, how much can you smoke? His base offense level is basically 51 to 63 months.
So like I said, Diddy is looking at anywhere, and the judge is going to go over this. They have to come up with they have to meet somewhere in the middle ground. There has to be a middle ground, and the judge is telling the prosecution and the defense, I need y'all help. Like, y'all are way too far off. Like, that is a vast difference between 21 months and 63 months. That's a vast difference. So let's try to come up with better answers here. What can we do to figure out a way to, what do y'all think is good to sentence him? And I don't think the defense is going to bend on it. But I think the feds are so mad, the prosecution is so mad that they lost this RICO. I don't think they're going to budge on it. So they're just going to leave it up to the judge and put it in the judge's hands. In my opinion, based on a few things that I've heard behind the scenes, Diddy's already been credited time served, and the judge most likely, it's a very good chance that the judge lets Diddy walk out that courtroom on October. And that's why they're like, we're cool with October, because I think that they're getting, I mean, I ain't gonna say they're getting wind of it. I just think that the feeling is kind of out there that everybody knows that they're gonna be able to prove with this Mann Act thing. So it's no point of appealing it. We won't even appeal it. Just let him go. You just let the Abercrombie dude out. You gave him a bond. What was it? $10 million. My bad. I'm gonna drop my goddamn. My bad, y'all. I had dropped my phone. So y'all let the Abercrombie dude walk free. He walked. Not walk, but I mean, he's walking the earth. He's chilling, and he's alleged to have done a lot worse than Diddy. With the actual real charges, like I'm saying, like I'm just being honest, with those two cases got in them, it looks like that Abercrombie dude really got some shit going on. So I don't know. I don't know why he got a bond and Diddy can't. It's kind of weird. Salute to Reese Cup for the $50. Reese Cup says, salute Ratchet Mars, Ratchet Gang. Hope all is well with everyone. Support the channel, become a member, get them likes up. Salute to Reese and salute to Capri for that 10-piece. Salute, salute, salute. I appreciate the love, y'all. All right. So I don't know. I don't really agree with the no bond thing either, but let's continue, man.
51 is the low end, 63 is the high end. So what ends up happening? Why do we take this long? Is one, usually you must understand the difference between the state system and the federal system. In the state system, when somebody gets ready for a guilty plea, it happens immediately. Guy goes on to court, he does a guilty plea. And then it's incumbent upon the defense lawyer to talk to the judge. And you don't get long, you don't get these hours and weeks, you get a short period of time, 5-10 minutes, to explain to the judge everything about this guy, your client's life, to say, judge, you need to take it easy on him, you need to cut him a break. The mitigation, if you will, on why the judge should give a lower sentence than the federal government or the state government is asking. The judge doesn't know much about this person, he knows what you as a defense lawyer are saying. So I always tell people, when you're looking to hire somebody on a state level charge and you sit down and talk to them, make sure you like what they're saying, because they got 5 or 10 minutes to explain to the judge who you are. It ain't long, and it's not a long period of time. And then the judge, let's say there's a trial in the state level system, those trial judges can be like, you know what? You turned down a pretty good plea offer, I'm gonna give you a little extra on top of it. And there's nothing that can stop them, and that happens a lot of times. We call it a trial tax. A guy goes to trial in the state system. He had a plea offer of 15 years. He is convicted at trial. The judge says, let's sprinkle a little crack on him, Johnson. We're now going to give you 25 years on top of the plea offer you turned down. What makes the federal system different, and I think actually better, is why the sentence didn't happen immediately and why it's waiting until October is the probation department is meeting, they're getting the background, they're talking about everything about Combs, his finances, his resources, who his friends are, who the people he likes, who the people he dislikes. They're talking to everybody. And then after they get done with this very long report, they give it to the defense, they give it to the prosecution, they let them look at it and make objections, and then they give it to the judge. And these federal judges read the report so that they know everything about the person that they're getting ready to sentence. And then when they get ready to sentence them, they follow what are called the 3553 factors. There are 7 of them. And what that means is the judge has to put a statement on the record, a statement of reason. He cannot just say, man, I don't like you, Diddy. Enjoy your 5 years, son. Suck it. Can't do that. He has to go through what's called a statement of reason on these 7 3553 factors. What's interesting is you out there go through these factors in your head and ask what you would sentence Diddy to within the range of either 21 to 27 months. 21 is the low end, 27 is the high end, or 51 to 63, depending on what probation says. 1, the nature and circumstances of the offense. You have to do, the judge says, based upon this, based upon the allegation that you have bought prostitutes across state lines, this is an appropriate sentence. The need for a sentence to show respect for the law, to create deterrence. If I give you this sentence, will this make sure that other folks out there or you will never do something like this again? To protect the public, that's factor 2. Factor 3, the kind of sentences that are available. Jail time is the kind of sentence that is available. 4, the sentencing range. Make sure the sentencing range falls within the guidelines, either the 21 to 27 that the defense says is the guideline range, or the 51 to 63. Make sure it falls inside that. If it doesn't, judge, what is the reason you went outside the sentencing guideline range? That's called a variance. Did you go up or did you go down, baby, this time? Why did you go above the 27 or why did you go below the 21? You must give a reason. You cannot just do it arbitrarily. The judge must put a statement on the record, a statement of reasons on why he went above or below. That's number 4. 5, any pertinent policy statements. 6 is the big one. 6 is the one that everyone needs to understand out there when they're saying he needs to get blamed. The judge needs to avoid unwarranted sentence disparity, meaning someone similarly situated to Sean Combs, let's say you out there have been accused of taking a prostitute across state lines and have no criminal record whatsoever. What sentence should you be looking at if the guideline ranges say between 21 and 27 months? Should you be towards the low end of the guidelines? You've already served 10 months. Maybe that's why the defense is saying, you know what, we're fine, we'll wait until October because we're going to be asking for a time served sentence based upon that amount of time. What should you get? Not because you hate Combs, not because what you heard on social media, but need to avoid unwarranted sentence disparities. Every defendant in the federal system is supposed to be treated similarly. And 7, restitution. Is any restitution owed? Those are the factors that the judge is supposed to, not supposed to, will. There will be a statement of reasons. He'll put down the statements why he did those sentences, going through those. So, now tonight I'm going to be going to see a movie with my dad. You know, I cannot stand on.
So what do y'all think of that? What y'all think of Diddy possibly getting, he possibly will walk right out of that damn courtroom in October. And I'm telling y'all, from what I heard behind the scenes, from the information that I have heard behind the scenes, that's exactly why they don't give a damn to push it all the way back to October. They wanted it quick. They said, we want a quick sentencing. But now they're getting wind that, hey, fam, they got some new discoveries that they found out. There's a loophole somewhere that's about to, on a technicality, Diddy about to walk. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about this, but on a technicality, from what I'm hearing, there's going to be something that's brought up at sentencing, and they're definitely going to prove that it meets this guideline based on this, and we don't think that Diddy should be locked up anymore. He should go home now. And I think that he walks out October 3rd. Diddy wanted a quick early sentencing. Yeah, but I think them pushing it back is going to be him there for over a year. If they push it all the way back to October, he'll get a year time served and get possibly hit with 21 months. If he gets 12 months time served and they give him 21 months on the low end, let's just say he decides we'll give you 21 months with 12 months time served, there's a good chance that he just gets probation and walks out of there. There's a really good chance. That's a better chance than it not happening. If the judge decides, you know what, or even if he says maybe you get a 27-month sentence, but he says I'll give you a year time served and we'll give you 15 months probation or something. I don't know. Or he might just have to serve maybe a year. I don't know. But from what I'm hearing, Diddy might have a great chance of walking out that courtroom October 3rd. I said he will walk. I don't mind women involved were willing participants. This was a domestic violence case. That's facts. The facts of the case definitely determined that that's exactly what it was. But I do got a feeling that they're going to come for Diddy more. Salute Reese Cup for those 5 gifted memberships. I think that when Diddy does walk out, I think California is going to step right in. This is just my opinion. I think that they want Diddy bad. And I don't feel like they're done with him by a long shot. Let's see this.
Okay, y'all. So heavy is the crown on the judge who is doing the sentencing for Diddy's head. He said, heavy is the crown that rests upon my head. He said, y'all will not leave me to decide this sentence alone. The judge in the Diddy trial has filed a letter asking for both sides to submit similar cases where the defendants were convicted of the same thing that Diddy was convicted of, which is the Mann Act, transportation to engage in prostitution, and with a offense level and criminal history level that is similar to Diddy's. Basically saying, show me somebody who was convicted of the exact same charge and has the exact same or similar criminal history to Diddy, because I want to make sure that I get this right. So this tells me that this judge is trying to be very smart and very calculated before he imposes the sentence. He said, y'all won't get me. You won't make it seem like I'm incompetent. I need y'all to pull up some cases and put them on my desk, file them up here so I can take a look and see what other judges has done. He's looking for precedents. He's saying, I don't want to just make any old decision. I want to make sure that I have every possible tool on my table to make sure that when I impose this sentence, I've considered everything. So he's basically saying, show me what other judges have done with people who are similar to Sean Combs. I think it's a brilliant move. I mean, he has to try to get some type of guidance with this since it's such a big decision that's weighing on his shoulder. But he said, y'all won't play with me. I'm going to know what other people have faced, even if it's in other districts. I don't care. Pull it up. I want to see it. Get me some supporting cases that's going to tell me how I should go with this one way or the other. So this tells me that he's not just going to rely on their sentencing memorandums and their arguments. He wants to see precedents of what other judges have done in other situations that are similar to Diddy's situation, because he does have little to no prior criminal history. So I think he wants to be careful with how he sentences Sean Combs, because you want to make sure that you're being fair and that there aren't any disparities in how one person is being treated opposed to how someone else is. Now, granted, there are different facts to different cases, and no two cases are the same, because so you can't mirror them, but you can try to use it as a guideline to stay fair. So this judge said, not on this big platform. Y'all won't play with me up here. I'm gonna do my due diligence and y'all are gonna help me do it. He said, deliver it to my desk and let me know other cases so I can read them and determine what I need to do. I think this is the only move he could make, because I mean, he needs to know what's out there. I think I'm gonna go look and see what cases I find and see what supports.
So let me ask y'all this. What do y'all think that he should get sentenced with? If we're being fair, off the guidelines, not your personal feelings of what you saw with the Cassie tape, what are your thoughts? What do you think Diddy should get hit with? What do you think his sentence should be? Because I still to this day feel like the whole Cassie thing was just used to steer a narrative, and that was the plant, that you plant the seed and then it'll grow. And if they never planted that seed in the media, nobody ever would have thought this would be a RICO. Someone said 10 years straight. Said give him 10. They said probation. What do y'all think he should get? What is a proper sentence? Joseph says 10 years. Let's see, 27 months time served, remaining time on probation, time served in 1 or 2 years probation. They said bail, time served, then sue. They said probation, time served and an ankle bracelet, time served. They said 24 months or time served for 1 count of the Mann Act against Jane. They said 1 year. Diddy should do another year, and that's it. That's all. Okay, saying probation for 10 years max. Okay, I could agree with that. Give him a lengthy probation. I would say, you know what? Give him a lengthy probation just to show him, like, bro, we want you to get help. Give him about 2 or 3 years on probation. Like, let him walk, let him go home. But hey, we want to still monitor you while you get some help, because we want to make sure this never happens again. So we're gonna give you some good probation time. That's what I would say.
Either side of what has happened in the past with similar charges. So I think this is very interesting, because the judge is really doing his due diligence here. And I think this is a good thing for Diddy, but also you have to look at it as he's probably trying to make sure he does everything that he can so that if Diddy does appeal, which he likely will, because he probably wouldn't be satisfied with anything on the higher range, I'm assuming, that he can say that, listen, I did my sentencing based on this, and this. And I also use these other cases to kind of give me a baseline for what has happened in the past in similar type of situations. So I think he's just trying to turn over every rock and say, I won't leave anything unturned. I will not give anybody a chance to say, I'm not being fair. Y'all are going to help me out. You're going to go and get it, bring it over here and let me know what it says so I know what to do. So I think this judge is being really careful. What do you guys think? I mean, will these cases really help him one way or the other? Is he still going to go off and do his own thing? What are you thinking? I think, too, the judge probably got TikTok, y'all. or some type of social media. So he's probably looking and realizing that people are saying that he's a little biased. Now, I could be bugging, but I do think that people, especially people in high positions like judges and things like that, who have decisions that affect people's lives, wonder how they are viewed by those who are looking in. And if they are a decent human and want to be good at their jobs, they want to make sure that they're doing things fair and they're considering everything that they could possibly consider before they go handing down sentences. So I'm going to say bravo to the judge for looking for every single thing he can to assist him in making a fair decision on Diddy's sentencing. And I'm sure that his attorneys and the prosecution are going to be digging deeper than the blue sea. Okay, looking for whatever they can find to support their sides and to show that he should either be on the lower end of the range or the higher end of the range. I can't wait to see what punches they throw out there. I can't wait to see what they dig for and what they use to benefit Diddy or what they use against him to say, listen, this is what happened in the past, so this is why he should get this amount of time. So I'm waiting. I know they're going to come out swinging on both sides, and I'm waiting to see what's going to come of it, you guys. So we have to check it out and see what they say. And we'll be waiting. And when I see it, I will let you guys know about it. But in the meantime, tell me what you're thinking. What do you think this judge's thought process is? Is this an attempt to be fair? Or is this his attempt to say, let me see if there's somebody who got more time so I can justify giving him the higher end of the spectrum or the guidelines, regardless of his lack of criminal history. So talk to me, y'all, and tell me what y'all thinking. Good night.
Someone in the comments said, Ratchet, what if it was your sister that he did that to? Or your loved one? Did what to? I mean, you're talking about a Cassie tape still. If that was my sister on a Cassie tape, we would have been had T-shirts with Diddy's face on them. You know what I'm saying? Like that it would be a difference. We wouldn't even be talking about no damn RICO act. It would have never been no goddamn RICO. They really would have never got the RICO if that was the case. So what are we talking about?
The Diddy saga continues. He will find out his sentence on October 3rd. Prosecutors say their preliminary calculation of where he fits in their guidelines is 51 to 63 months. Diddy's defense is like, this should be 21 to 27 months. He's getting credit for the 10 plus months he's already done in jail. When they move to the sentencing phase, there's something called enhancements, things they can add on that make your guidelines go up. Have you committed the crime before? Did you commit it against a certain sort of person, a protected person or a minor or whatever? Prosecutors are looking into 4 different points where they can enhance or lengthen the potential sentence. So they might be asking for 78 to 97 months. Not saying they're going to get any of this, but they have to convince the judge the guideline range is here, 78 to 97 months or whatever they want, not down here in the 21 to 27 months that the defense is. We thought that he might be getting a slap on the wrist sort of sentence, maybe another year or 2, given the year he's getting credit for. He might get that, but he might get a 5-year term. I don't know. Diddy's legal team had been fighting for an expedited sentencing date. But then I think they realized, wait a minute, we're going to do time, probably, and we're getting credit for the time we're doing right now in the MDC. And that jail is probably going to be a slightly better experience where he is in that jail than what he'll deal with in federal prison. So let's stay in MDC as long as we can, because we're getting credit there. Every day he spends in the MDC is a day he doesn't have to spend in a federal prison.
I think Diddy gonna be all right in federal prison if he got to go do time. I don't really think, my opinion, I don't really think that. And I met that dude. I don't got an issue with the man I just had up here. He's cool. I just think he's very biased. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. He definitely is very biased. But
talk about the haters, right? That we're planning to come out only.
Diddy's team gifted over $60,000 to content creators for trial coverage. Tilapia reveals the truth. What in the hell are we talking about, bro? See, this is the bullshit I be talking about, man.
For the defense. Now, first of all, let me ask you a question. And this is reporters. This is media. And
Coke Zero. Good old Coke Zero.
this is also YouTubers, right?
YouTubers, I bet. Keep it going. Let's hear you cook.
Ask yourself why in a trial you decided to only pop up for the defense's side.
I wonder who you're talking about. I wonder who you're talking about here. You just decided to pop up on the defense's side. Man. Tissa's wig looks dry as... Come on, y'all. You can't make this shit up. Coke zero. It is what it is. What 60K to $1 billion? That's what I'm saying. He just sprinkled $60,000 to a bunch of random content creators. Got it.
A lot of them were also getting transcripts from Diddy's PR person.
And I think it's well documented. See, I think people getting mad about me exposing what's really going on behind the scenes because somebody came in my comment section today popping big shit with they broke ass. But yeah, I'll address that bullshit later. But anyway, you definitely was throwing shade at Nick at night with the transcript shit because she definitely was getting the transcripts. So we all know that you shading Nick at night with that. I think she'll address it sooner or later, but it's just me letting y'all know I know what goes on in the content creating world. I'm just saying, look, you throw him under the bus, Ratchet. I don't think so. I think that that's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? In the situation, but definitely you're shading Neek. Definitely.
Now, what is that? I was offered transcripts from Diddy's PR.
You were offered transcripts from Diddy's PR. Y'all believe that shit? Do y'all believe that?
And I literally said, thank you so much for your generous offer, because those trial transcripts came out daily and they were anywhere between $500 and $1,500 a day.
I said they said showed the fly. They said baby Tissa Tails lies wearing that lace off the man. They said tilapia tell all lies. That's a damn lie. Just lying to lie. Now all of a sudden that you've been outed. Now here you come with the Diddy's team approached you bullshit.
Sometimes they went up to 2,000 if it was a lot of testimony. I was able to get the transcripts because you guys helped me with the super chats.
She would have taken the free transcripts. Yeah, so you rather pay. So you're telling me someone offers you just the transcripts, no matter where they came from, you're just getting a transcript from somebody, and they're saying, here's the entire transcript of the day. You're doing a good job of. I would assume they approached you because you're doing a good job, right? But I know they can't fucking stand you behind the scenes. So this is what I'm saying. Like, why would they even go up to you and do this when they don't like you? You've never been on their side. You've been trying to take this man down from the jump. Now, all of a sudden, the PR team came to you and reached out and said, hey, you know what? I think you deserve these free transcripts that I paid $2,000 for. Here you go, for free. And you're like, no, I'd rather pay the $2,000 for it. Thanks, but no thanks.
And remember the super chats, I was like, you guys, thank you so much for helping me get the transcripts. I appreciate it. Diddy's PR person, Diddy's team, offered me the trial transcripts, just like they offered everyone the trial transcripts.
That's more lies. They were not outside. They were like, this was not happening. Diddy's team was not selling t-shirts. They were never selling it. Those things were free. Whenever they were passing out the shirts, they were just handing out free shirts that said Frico's not a Rico. And that was Charlucci doing that. That was Charlucci that was selling the t-shirt. I mean, not selling, that was passing out t-shirts. But y'all seen it on my live. He was literally just passing them out to everybody. He was never selling them. Remember, everybody said, no, they were saying they were paying people. They wasn't selling. They said they were paying people to wear free puff shirts. That was a lie. Like, those were people like her that came out with those lies. That was bullshit. They were never paying people $20 to wear free puff shirts. They were just handing out free shirts if you wanted to support them. That was it. And they never told you had to do it or asked anybody, hey, do you want a puff shirt? They would just hand them. And if you don't take it, you don't take it. If you take it, you take it. It just was what it was. So these are just more lies, bro. These are just more lies. Feds, you do 85% of the sentence. If Diddy gets 27 months, he has 10 months time served and serving. He's eligible for the drug program, halfway house, another 12 months off. He'll be at one of those mansions. Salute, they said for Xmas. Salute to Will Wallace for the $20. I appreciate you, Will. Salute. She said it at the courthouse. The video should be on her page when she literally said Diddy didn't have a PR team and asked if he did. Who was what? They said, and clearly they're not doing a great job. So someone just said that she was on live. Y'all can tell me if that's true or not. I believe you though, but I'm because she lied about everything else. Someone said she was on the live and was asking people if Diddy had PR. So you wasn't approached. So you're just lying again. That's just this girl just lies to be lying. Just lying just to be lying. It don't even make no sense. Like what are you lying for? It just don't even make a sense to continue to lie like that. Damn.
And I said to them, you know what? I really appreciate your generous offer, but I don't like taking anything of value from people I am doing stories on.
I don't like to take anything of value from people that I do stories on. They said, yes, she most definitely did ask if he had PR on the ground. Oh my God. So the girl don't even, so she didn't even know if he had it. She got that information from somebody else and then she just made this story up to say Diddy's team approached her. So she's just making this up. This is just a made up story, allegedly.
Oh, no, I know it's not like that, but for myself, I don't like taking anything of value.
You say you know it's not like that, but I thought you hated these people.
From people I'm doing stories for. It creates some
people I'm doing stories for.
Type in my mind. It creates some type of tether. It creates something where you owe them something.
It creates a tether or it creates like you owe them something. Can everybody double tap that screen for me? Everybody double tap your screen. We should be at 1,000 likes by now, man. Come on. Why y'all playing on my top? Double tap that screen.
It creates a social contract I don't want to enter into. And that's at the very best. At the very worst, it opens up the door that they think that they can start throwing you things. Maybe favors, maybe this, maybe that.
So now she's saying Diddy's team is going to approach her for favors. Right.
Pretty soon, maybe they might throw you money, but...
Oh, pretty soon they might just throw you money. They said, who is she working for? That's what I'm trying to figure out. This person definitely is working. They said a tether. They said she is full of it. There's other YouTubers that are doing the Diddy story. Why her? Exactly. Tisa needs a Coke Zero shirt. I can't believe that people really seriously be eating this shit up.
They know what they're doing. And somebody offering you something between $500 and $2,000 a day, depending on what day the thing is, that's a lot of money.
Coke Zero'd out, man. This is Coke Zero problems.
And it's basically like somebody giving you something of value. I don't like taking things of value from people, and I damn sure am not taking it from people that I know have an agenda.
So the feds don't have an agenda, but Diddy's team does. Gotcha. What the fuck are we like? Do y'all not think that this person is working? Let me know in the chat. Is she working? Yes or no? Just a yes or a no in the chat. And I don't mean working on YouTube. I mean working for them people.
I looked at them as them trying to open a door. I looked at it as them trying to open a door. Okay? So I said no.
She said they were trying to open a door for her.
I said, you know me, I'm polite. Thank you so much for your generous. Plus, they were like, they're going to email it to you from Sean Combs Global Entertainment.
Oh my God. You cannot make this shit. So they also, not only did they try to give you $2,000 transcripts for free, they told you, oh, by the way, we're going to email you from Sean Combs Entertainment. What's your email? What in the hell is you? Come on, y'all. What the? I don't believe that bullshit. I was shocked to see her surrounded by security. That was strange as heck. And that's because she was working. Why else was security there? Because she's definitely working with an agenda. They said, wow, shaking my head. She been sacked and fired as well. They said she should open a door and set that wig free. They said she is mad. I'm sipping my pina colada. She not gonna stress me out.
That's your fave. Even your fave Twitter reporters, how they got their transcripts.
Oh, so now you're trying to throw shade. Who is she throwing shade at with that? Ask your favorite Twitter press who they got their transcripts from. Who is she? Who is she talking about? Why her security look like ex-CIA, man. Them people definitely was them people. Them people was definitely them people. No, she ain't talking about me on Twitter. I know exactly who she's shading at that. She just said, ask your favorite, there you go, Leash. She talking about inner city press. She talking about inner city press when she said that. They said she is crazy. Yeah, she just shaded inner city press. Listen to this.
Plus, they were like, they're going to email it to you from Sean Combs Global Entertainment. Ask your fave, even your fave Twitter reporters, how they got their transcripts.
There she goes, shading inner city press. She's shading the inner city press. She describes the charges. She trying to justify y'all getting paid through favors. Exactly. She's saying that us content creators who expose the truth are all being paid by Diddy's team. They sprinkled $60,000 to us. I don't know how cheap you think RatchetTV is, but damn. $60,000 ain't even a lot of money. Let alone to sprinkle that with me and the other content creators. You think that lowly of me? Like, what the fuck?
Ask them. Did anybody actually say that they were getting their transcripts from Diddy? And I don't mean after, when they thought they were going to be exposed. I mean before they were exposed.
The only person that got exposed was you. Salute, Crazy Legs. So you need to do a side-by-side. Tilapia looks like Cynthia from Rugrats. So, what are we talking about here? You the only person that got exposed.
I don't know. I think it's important to know if somebody is giving you something each day worth somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000. I think that's important. But you know what? That's just me, right?
I thought it was 500 to 2,000, but I digress. You know, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, Tilapia.
So anyway, a lot of people were taking the Diddy deal.
A lot of people took the Diddy deal.
A lot of them. And ask yourself why a lot of these people popped up when Diddy's side was about to go on The Office.
So she's trying to shade me right there. These people showed up like I wasn't there before, and you was definitely right there with me. So let's stop. Let's just cut the cap. This girl been throwing a lot of shade at a lot of people.
Now, they played themselves because Diddy ended up calling no witnesses. So New York is very expensive. New York was very hot.
New York is expensive and hot.
It's hard to find places to stay. It's very expensive. It's a pain in the butt having to either hire a line sitter or go out there. I get it. People were mad.
Ooh, child, that girl. It's like a mile a minute. That girl just keep going, and that's like the Energizer Bunny right there. So what do y'all think about her? They said that wine got her big mad. Look, that girl been sipping. She been sipping. You were on her live the first time you popped up. Just a liar. Exactly. They said, Diddy beat the feds. Get over it. Tisa, you played yourself. He beat the Rico. He said, she weighed too much. I can't deal. Put him on blast. Salute, put him on blast. Yeah, the girl is literally, I'm talking about this crazy behavior. The fact that you just continuously lie like this. You know damn well so all of a sudden that you've been exposed as you're working for the prosecution now, allegedly, because that's what got exposed. Now all of a sudden the content creators are paid by Diddy. Why you never said this until I said? You see how she's literally trying to spin my story? She's trying to spin my story on her and to make her be the victim and everybody else be the suspects. You see how that's just like Karen. Like exactly, bro. That's Karen behavior, bro. Like you literally are taking the story that I said about you and you're spinning it to make yourself a victim of all of this stuff, and everybody else is a suspect of doing some weird shit, and you didn't just sit up there in a barricade with armed security, and you're saying your armed security was also in the fucking building with you. Last time I checked, you can't take guns into a federal building. Last time I checked, no matter who the fuck you are. They got armed marshals in there to protect whoever needs to be protected. They got armed marshals in that motherfucker who can be the only people walking around in there with weapons. So you're saying you were escorted out of the building. This is what you said. You said I was escorted out of the building by my armed security. either you're lying about having armed security in the damn federal building, or if you had armed security in the federal building, that means those were U.S. Marshals. And now we're talking a different game. So now you just told on yourself. So which one is it? Either you're just flat out lying. It's just a flat lie that you never had armed security in that building, or it's you did have armed security in that building and you were being protected by the feds. So which one is it? Which one is it? They said like they can't be part. Man. They said, well, her eyes big though. This girl's cracked out, man. The girl's cracked out, man. Girl is cracked out. Allegedly. They said, Ratchet, she didn't have security the day you told us you were going to expose the content. They said, hold on. They said, Ratchet, she didn't have security the day you told us you were going to expose the content creator who was paid by the prosecution. The very next day she had security. That's a good point. They said that the day before, whenever I was saying, I was up at the court building saying we was going to expose somebody the next morning, bright and early. It was going to be a content creator. And I kind of let it slip that it was a female. The next day, she comes up there with armed security in a barricade. Armed security in a barricade. How does she know it was going to be her? That's a good fucking point. I did not think about that. Man, get your goofy ass off my channel. Y'all should have been blocked that motherfucker. Salute put him on blast for getting that damn membership. Salute to you. They said it's all in the live. The woman came and told you. That's what I'm saying. A woman came up and told me. They said you did hint to her. I did give a little hint that it was. I kind of let it slip. If you paid attention, I kind of did let it slip that it was gonna be a female. I kind of did. So I don't really give a damn. I've been telling y'all what's been going on behind the scenes, and a lot of the content creators get mad because I be telling y'all what's going on behind the scenes. But somebody definitely jumped in my damn comment section earlier on some content shit and like, bro, don't come over to my damn channel. You know what I'm saying? I showed a lot of you little ass niggas love out there, fam. When I was in y'all city, I popped out there, showed love, and turned your city up. You know what I'm saying? Keep that a big buck. We came out there and turned your shit up. Y'all ain't never done no shit like that. It took for us to go out there and turn y'all city up. We had New York lit like a motherfucker, middle of the day at a federal court building. What you talking about? We made history out in that motherfucker. So y'all better put some respect on us. Y'all better stop that shade y'all been throwing our direction too. I've been feeling a lot of people that's been mad, especially from New York. Y'all got left behind. We came through that bitch, ruffled feathers, made our mark on y'all shit and left. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep that a big buck. They say that wig looks like a Brillo pad on her head. If I say this, stop. Man, but yeah, so the girl just continuously lies, bro. And it's getting to the point now where it's like, man, the people who over there, they not going nowhere. They gonna believe that bullshit.
Didn't make it by the time.
It don't even matter. They definitely gonna believe it. I'll play that later. They definitely gonna believe it. So there's nothing you can really do. Like just being real. There's nothing you can really do. So it says, going broke. Diddy's empire collapsing after a guilty verdict and civil suits drain $400 million. Let's look at this.
Here, we're exposing what no one else is talking about. The quiet collapse of Diddy's once untouchable fortune. From massive payouts to Cassie, to courtroom chaos, to vanishing business partners, frozen accounts, and former allies turning into accusers. Sean Combs is leaking money like a bullet-ridden yacht. And if you thought that the trial was the story, you haven't seen what's happening behind the curtain. This isn't about justice anymore. It's about survival. Diddy's empire is in free fall, and it's uglier than anyone imagined. Now let's rewind to just a few short years ago. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, aka Love, aka self-centered proclaimed billionaire in waiting, was flying high. His net worth was publicly estimated to be $400 million, thanks to stakes in Ciroc, Deleon Tequila, Sean John Clothing, Revolt TV, and real estate from Beverly Hills to Miami. But what the headlines didn't tell you, most of that wealth was in illiquid assets, okay? So that means this was not cash in hand.
A lot of it was borrowed and borrowed against his assets, against his stakes that he had in these different business dealings. Assets are tied up in his equity, his name on paper, but not cash in hand. The truth, he was always leveraged, always borrows, and always playing this celebrity shell game. Fancy houses mortgaged to the teeth, business partnerships backed by credit, not capital, okay? Diddy built a kingdom on sand, and then came the earthquake. In December of 2023, Cassie Ventura, when his ex-girlfriend, former protege, filed that jaw-dropping lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of rape, beatings, the trafficking of her across state lines for years, within 24 hours, Diddy settled. No trial, no statement, just a rush payout estimated at $30 million. Actually, it was $20 million. So you don't drop that kind of money overnight unless you're desperate to keep something buried. I think that was the first crack in the dam, but it wasn't the last, because in the months that followed, over a dozen more civil lawsuits poured in, each one more explosive than the last. Allegations of sex trafficking, assault, revenge porn, even grooming of minors, assaulting of minors. And guess what? Every lawsuit meant more lawyers, more hush money, more PR disaster control, and more money down the drain. Now here's where it gets worse. A source close to Diddy's financial team, who spoke anonymously for fear of retaliation, says Diddy's legal tab has surpassed $45 million just in the past 8 months alone. That includes settlements, retainers, arbitration, and preemptive payouts to make people disappear. Remember when Diddy hosted those lavish white parties in the Hamptons, flying in celebrities, dignitaries, politicians, all of that? Well, now those same parties are being repackaged in lawsuits as crime scenes.
What y'all think about that? Do y'all think Diddy, his fortune is getting drained right now? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all feel like Diddy is going broke? What do y'all think, man? Let me know in the chat. Get the likes up, double tap the screen. Let's continue. Let's go.
Crime scenes. The jets he used to parade around on, now they're evidence in trafficking cases. The homes, they were raided by the feds. And he's been trying to sell his Beverly Hills home ever since the raid, but no one's buying it. No one wants to touch that thing. So even the properties that he has are persona non grata. They're untouchable at this point because most people don't want that kind of thing around them. They don't want to be associated with having lived in Diddy's home, even after, even if he's gone. Like, these homes were raided on the news. Like, he's going to have to drop the price so low, he won't even make any money from it. He may have to drop it lower than what he actually spent to buy the properties in the first place. Like, so all of his assets that he has, they're just, right now, he is so leveraged. I don't see a way for him to come back from this. And here's what people don't realize. Diddy's not just burning money on defense. His income sources are collapsing one by one, if not already collapsed. Ciroc's parent company, Diageo, dropped him quietly. No fanfare, no public fight, just a quiet, chilling severance. Revolt TV is bleeding viewers and advertisers amid backlash over Diddy's involvement. Staff are quitting. Execs are jumping ship. He already sold his stake in it, but now that's dying. Sean John is a ghost brand, barely sold in department stores, relying on licensing deals that are now being reevaluated. That $400 million fortune is shrinking fast, and Diddy knows it. And let's talk receipts. Not metaphors, not vibes. Let's talk the hard evidence of a man in panic mode. In April of 2024, Diddy quietly sold a Miami Beach mansion for $35 million. It had been appraised for $42 million. That's a $7 million haircut, a fire sale, okay? So this is what I told you. That's what happened in Miami, and now he's trying to sell his Los Angeles mansion, but he's having to reduce the price so low, it makes no sense on paper. A private equity firm reportedly rejected his collateral request when Diddy tried to use his LA compound to secure a $25 million cash line. Why? The firm flagged the estate as subject to ongoing federal investigation. Sources say that he recently moved several luxury vehicles, including a Maybach, a Bentley SUV, and a Bugatti, out of state and into storage. Liquidating assets, or is he hiding them as well? Either way, it's a red flag. But here's the kicker. Multiple real estate listings tied to Combs are now showing off-market status, but not sold. That means he tried to move them, couldn't, froze, and now he's panicked. Let's not pretend that this cash crisis is just about the lawsuits, right? Let's go deeper, because Diddy's decline is not a coincidence. It's a coordinated abandonment from corporations, banks, former friends, and insiders.
But then when you do your research, I was one of the people who was telling y'all back in the day that Diddy didn't own any of this shit. Like all the stuff that we all thought that he owned and stuff like that, he didn't. So a lot of the fortune that he had was tied into other shit. And Diageo kind of they kind of pulled the rug right from underneath him when he got into this bit of a bind, if you will, because this crippled Diddy as far as making more money, because they took they took Revolt away from him, they took Diageo away, they took Ciroc away, everything was taken away from Diddy, and he don't got nobody backing him no more. So where is the money coming from? Let's keep it a big buck. Where is the money gonna come from? I'm trying to see, did I hear my dog in there? Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna play this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna check on my dog.
Behind scenes.
Oh, my bad. Let me go play the next part. I'll be right back. My dog, I don't know what the hell they're in there doing. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Now, this isn't just about one petty Instagram jab. This is a war. 50 Cent has been circling Diddy like a shark that smells blood in the water, and this verdict was his cue to strike. While Diddy might have celebrated dodging the heavy racketeering and sex trafficking charges, let's not forget the jury still found him guilty on 2 counts of transporting individuals across lines for prostitution. That's not vindication. That's just winning on a technicality. And 50, he doesn't miss a beat ever, okay? With that meme, that smirk, and that scorched earth caption, he turned Diddy's shallow legal wit into a deep cultural loss. And if you think that stops there, no. Because when 50 Cent is on the scent, okay, he doesn't just clown you, he dismantles you. July 2nd.
So why are people coming out to say that the jury was bribed? I think that's crazy as hell to think that the jury, we do not know how Diddy would be in some serious BS right now if they was over there bribing the damn jury. Just imagine if this really would have got back that Diddy was actually bribing the jury. I think that a lot of people, they said they're butthurt. I think a lot of people are hurt right now. Salute to Will for that $20. I appreciate you. You said Diddy gonna get a life sentence because of the guidelines, and they usually charge the pimp, not the trick. Yep, that's true, because Diddy was definitely buying it. He wasn't selling it. So let's keep it a big buck.
Okay. It might have had Diddy's lawyers fist bumping backstage, but the rest of the world saw a bigger picture. Guilty on 2 counts of transporting for prostitution. That's not an acquittal, okay? That's a conviction with a PR makeover. But instead of hiding behind a legal pad and whispering about appeal strategies, Diddy's tried to moonwalk back into the limelight like his past isn't catching up to him. Enter 50 Cent, the man who made an entire second career out of clapping back harder than anyone. I would say anyone, period, but especially in the hip hop industry. He didn't wait. He didn't flinch. He posted a meme so perfectly cruel, so loaded with sarcasm, it managed to paint Diddy as both invincible and completely exposed. The line about beating the RICO case was slick, sure, but calling him the gay John Gotti, that's calculated chaos. That's psychological warfare. That's taking your enemy's tiny legal victory and packing it as a straight L, okay? What makes this so brutal is the surgical precision of 50's attack. This wasn't a rant. It wasn't an essay. It was just one photo, one line, and it did more damage than an entire press junket. By using AI to craft a hyper-realistic, impossibly smug version of himself, 50 created a persona that doesn't just gloat, it haunts. That smirk will be burned into the internet's memory, and an eternal digital grin floating above Diddy's crumbling reputation. And it wasn't just petty, it was strategic. With a Netflix docuseries on the way, 50 turned his meme into a marketing campaign. He lit the match and used Diddy's own trial to fan the flames. The verdict might have saved Diddy from decades behind bars, or his life behind bars, but it did not save him from becoming a punchline, a joke to the world. And in the court of public opinion, where memes hit harder than motions to dismiss, 50 Cent is the judge, jury, and dare I say, executioner. So why does this meme hit so hard? Because I think it takes every.
Someone commented in the chat said, Ratchet, what do you think about DV? I have said this so many times. That's how I know you're a troll. Everybody on this channel has heard me speak on that aspect of this case over and over. We're not talking about a DV case here. Get your goofy ass off my channel.
Humiliates, demolishes him in the same breath. On one hand, 50 acknowledges Diddy's knack for evading the biggest charges, just like John Gotti, the Teflon Don himself. But then twist the knife, pulling in rumors and innuendos about Diddy's personal life to land a blow that cuts past legal files and straight into his ego. It's a move so cold, so calculated. It turns the courtroom drama into, I don't know, it's somebody Instagram soap opera. And the AI generated smirk, that's not just a gimmick, it's a flex. It says, I don't even need to be there to beat you. This isn't new behavior though, guys, from 50, you know that. He's been tormenting Diddy throughout his entire trial, his entire life, with jabs, barbs, and subtle nods, building tension like a showrunner, teasing the finale. Every post, every comment, every meme has been leading up to this moment. The verdict wasn't the end. It was the trigger. And 50 pulled it with the precision of a sniper. He's not reacting, he's conducting. He's turned his public perception into a nightmare. And Diddy's name is just another note in the layers of what we know goes on with the elite. That we have to acknowledge and give credit to 50 Cent because he has been the one person in hip hop, in Hollywood, and one of the elites that has been calling this out forever. He doesn't hold punches. He doesn't care what anybody feels. And whether you don't like how far he goes, you have to respect it because this man has been on Diddy's neck and has disassociated him for years. One thing 50 Cent doesn't deal with is snitches. And he's already implied that this man is a snitch for the federal government and has been for decades.
Now, 50 Cent saying Diddy is a snitch for the federal government when Diddy gave the government absolutely nothing. Diddy had a chance to throw the whole industry under the bus and didn't rat on nobody. He just stood his ground on his own 10. He didn't even throw his employees under the bus. He didn't put nobody next to him. He did this all by himself. So I wouldn't call him a snitch.
Others have suggested the same thing. I believe the same. Do we have concrete evidence of this? No. But I've talked about this enough and how I believe that he is a federal informant. And that's why he has been protected from many crimes that he's done for years. Just think about the things that he was doing. All the lawsuits that have come out. All the crimes that he's been associated with, and he's never been hit. Even now with this case, he dodged the biggest charge. He dodged the biggest thing against the federal government who has a 95% conviction rate. You're telling me this wasn't just some show trial to play with us, to manipulate the public, to make it look like the government's cracking down and cares about victims? Since when have victims ever been the priority of our government? And 50 Cent has made it known from day one, despite all the other Hollywood bigwigs, that he knew Diddy was rotten to the core and he was disgusting and never wanted to associate with him. And here's where it goes from viral to even more vicious. Rumors are already swirling that 50's not just throwing shade, he's throwing bait. Insiders are suggesting that 50's meme wasn't.
I ain't gonna lie, she got a good spin on that though, to say that this was just like a show trial. Because I ain't gonna lie, the whole trial was a fucking distraction. I mean, if we being real, the trial was a distraction. For what reason? I can't call what reason it was, other than I think they're trying to set him up. But the only other explanation would be they just want to give him a real big tap on the shoulders. Like, we watching you, bro.
Diddy trial update. Lawyers don't even know this, because I haven't heard any of them say this, but Diddy's team has already filed a notice for appeal. Now, it's rare that he can get an appeal before he's sentenced, but when you have masters of appeals, like Brian Steele, Nicole Westmoreland, Tina Garrigos, you have a dream team of people that have been successful in appeals. Now, during the trial, they have presented mistrials. Those mistrials are golden to appeals because it gives the judges that you present the appeals to evidence that things went wrong in the case. Things weren't like guaranteed. And what the appealing judges will do, they will look at those things and they will consider if they are justified. So don't be surprised if you see Diddy get out before his sentencing date. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I definitely feel like Diddy possibly is gonna end up coming home. I just feel like this is just to get his attention. I just think that it was to humiliate him. Now we got your attention. Now you listening to
I've been
us.
seeing this a lot online. How you feel about the people that say that you should be worried if Diddy get out?
Motherfuckers need something to say, bro. I'm not gonna worry about somebody that I bodyguard. I'm not gonna worry about somebody that I bodyguard. And God knows I can bodyguard myself.
Gene talking real tough right now. Y'all think Gene should be worried when Diddy come home? He said, why would I worry about somebody I bodyguard? Well, it sounds like you had a lot of horror stories about this man and you never did nothing about it. So you might need to be protected from him too, by the way you've been talking, Mr. Gene.
With his blessings.
While you was over there eating oatmeal in the courtroom and shit, like eating cheese crackers and potato chips and shit. You got a bowl of noodles in the damn courtroom. They said, sir, well, you can't do that in here. He was like, oh, I can't. Boy, if you don't get your big goofy ass out of this courtroom.
I can bodyguard myself with his blessings, bro. I'm not worried about that. Nothing beats an ambush, and I know that. But I'm not worried about his shit. People just need to talk about something. They want to have something to say, man. Oh, Gene got to be worried, so like that. So, should not been worried when he was out here on the street? When he was out here on the street, I should have been worried.
It sounds like you should have. I ain't gonna lie. The way you be talking these damn war stories you got with Diddy, let's continue though.
Yo, bro, August the...
Hey, we need 25 people to hit that double tap their screen, man. Let's get it to 700 likes. Let's go.
14th, 1999. High-speed chase in Harlem. You understand?
Why you tugging on your shorts like that, brother? What's going on with you, Gene? You real nervous, man. What's going on? Why you tugging on your shorts like that?
I didn't know
No Diddy.
that he didn't send nobody after me then. Because niggas do that shit. They'll send something at you. I've seen dudes that do shit. And
Look, he won't stop tugging on his shorts. He's nervous, bro. This dude is nervous. I think he's high, allegedly, but he looks to be on, I don't know, some sort of narcotic or something. I don't know what it is, but it's loose. Man.
they have Nick right there in the same clique. And they didn't even know he did it. So how I know those 4 guys, 5 guns to my head wasn't sitting by him. When Roger Bonds come and say later that Diddy wanted something done to Gene Deal. How I know? That made the news.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You sound scared, though. Like, you saying a lot of traumatizing shit that sounds like you still fucked up about it, bro. You sound like you still thinking about all that.
I got 2 scars in my head to prove it. So how I don't know, bro? You could be working for, I've seen niggas work for dudes. I was working for them. I went back to work for them. Could have been lining me up. You never know. You never know. But this is over with, man. All this is over with. And for what I mean by it's over with?
No, I'm be real, Gene. I think it's just getting started, brother. I think it's over with for you. I think it's just getting started on the other side. Because when niggas gonna get their hands on you, Gene, you did a lot of talking, fam. I'm just gonna be real with you. Keep that same energy. He said, "Nah, Gene, this is the beginning." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't try to back out now. Tomorrow, it's over with. It's over with, man. Nah, this is over. No, nigga, this is just getting started, Gene. I think your days are numbered, but I think that this is just getting started. This is the very beginning of some bullshit. You Jaguar, right? You see, she real quiet right now. It's a lot of y'all that's real quiet in hiding.
He had his trial.
Miss Tilapia, she had you up there lying too, Gene, and she was trying to save you. Who now it's starting to look like y'all been running little federal plays because they was trying to get on your ass at that courtroom too, and Miss Tilapia had to come save you, and then you said some shit was going on with her, and you had to go back up there and protect her. So what y'all got going on, fam? It's some weird stuff in the atmosphere. I'm starting to feel like y'all are the feds. It's out there. If I was Puff, I wouldn't change. I'm coming for you. They said Puff coming for Buddy. Gene Deal end up hurt. It fall back on Diddy. I believe they're gonna leave him alone for a while. Diddy gotta rebuild the mess. It ain't gonna, man. Look, the word is already out there. They ain't got to do too much talking to Gene. They ain't gotta. Diddy ain't got to say the word. It's already up. It ain't gonna even be Diddy people that allegedly do anything. But Gene Deal know what's up because he probably done got word on the streets. You got some smoke coming your way, fam, and it may or may not be from them.
He gonna have a lot of what you call that? Civil suits. You understand? He gonna win some, he gonna lose some. Right now, he lost. Y'all can try to minimize it by saying it was just sex trafficking and everything like that, but you ain't gotta sit there and do those 5 or 10 years. He does. You ain't gotta sit there and do those 5 or 10 years. He gotta sit there and do those 5 or 10 years. Whatever the judge decides to give him, maybe more than that. But it is what it is. That's how we gonna do that. Man, I've been talking since 97. I've been on camera since 99. I've been on the internet since 2018. Why I can't talk? Yeah, it's about him. And why you so mad?
Gene Deal is in his feelings right now, man. What is going on with Gene Deal? He's aging like milk at this point. It's like every time I see Gene in a new interview, he just look older and older. Gene is aging like milk out here.
Oh, another man should be gossiping about another man. That's all I need to do is talk. It ain't gossip when you talking about your personal experience, your personal relationship that you had to do with.
He's stressing hard.
It's gossip when you don't know and you repeating something somebody else said, that you heard somebody else say, you heard somebody else do.
How you feel about the people that's asking, what is Gene Deal going to talk about once all this is over? Even though you've been speaking about this for years, way before this came out, but you got a lot of people that's asking.
Listen here, man. We said this 1,000 times. You can't teach stupid. People gonna believe what they want to believe.
Yeah, that sounds like a statement a lying ass nigga would make. I'm gonna be real, Gene. Them lies gonna catch up to you, dog. You, Tilapia, a few of y'all, dog. It's a few of y'all.
You and I both know that I've been talking about this, and even some of the anybody within this camp know I've been talking way before Roger Bond said 2007. I've been talking this talk since Big died. I've been confronting this way before then. I was on a lot of different platforms when there wasn't a social media. VH1, MTV, Nick Bloomfield, Ricardo McKendricks Jr. from the Junior Black Mafia. His father was part of Junior Black Mafia in Philly.
What are you talking about, big boy, Gene? What are you even talking about? He just, hey, man, I remember Kid and Play, New Kids on the Block. And what the fuck? You just naming a bunch of old ass people at this point, Gene.
Gave me $25,000 in a paper bag. We did a documentary with Miss Wallace in it. Been talking about this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to continue to live my life. And if somebody want to do an interview, and I choose to do an interview with them, that's my choice. They have the line of questioning. Don't nobody care about your life. They only care about what you talk about with Diddy. That's not true.
We did numbers with the 50 interview.
Yeah. I don't think that it's not a situation that me and you spoke about that we didn't do numbers. Better than some of these clowns out here. So somebody liking it. Somebody want to hear Gene Dillon what he want to speak about. It's working. So they just talking, Mighty. They just talking. Because they ain't got nothing else to do with their life.
Gene just love to talk, man. I ain't never seen a brother just love to gossip so damn much like Gene, pulling them tight ass shorts up. Gene just like to gossip, dog.
People know when I came here, I was speaking on Diddy's character, what he did, smacking his mom. Kurt Bro said that he smacked his mom. I know he cursed his mom. I checked him on that. I was speaking on this dude's character. I wasn't letting it go. What you eat don't make me, so I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. If you got a problem with it, tough titty.
What? The fuck did you just say, Gene? Yo, this dude, you a wild boy, Gene. What the hell was that?
I have been talking about this character. I've been talking about this. Even today, I'm going to continue to talk about it. If you don't like it, I'll be having my big picture up there. You ain't got to click on it. I want you to click on it.
What?
But you don't have to. You ain't got to click on it. I want you to click on it. But you ain't got to click on it. I want you to click on it.
You all right, Gene?
But you don't have to. But you got to. Because you know the video is going to be fire. The information is going to be strong. You can take it anywhere and roll with it.
What you got to say for the people that say you turned down a black man?
Diddy ain't been a black man in a long time. I told you what he was. Let me read this one more time.
This dude, though, he a
I
wild
should know
dude.
it by heart,
Salute and data for the
but
five.
I wrote it. I should know it by heart.
He
Let me show you what he is.
said, I should know it by heart because I wrote it, as he proceeds to look into his phone.
A psychotic narcissist, sociopathic sex offender, abuser and degrading of women, beating on them and having them appease him and his homosexual tendencies by letting random male prostitutes ejaculate on those girls with their sexual juices all over them so he can lick them off. He is sadistic. That's who he is. It was proven, it was said. His own kids running out of courtroom crying. Now you got this nigga out here doing jumping jacks and push-ups with his shirt off in front of the court. How do you mock the courts like that? It's crazy.
Says Diddy is guilty of DV, not RICO. Also, another source says Diddy is making $3 to $5 million a month renting out the jet. Gene's got to stand on those 10 toes, and boy, those dogs don't run like they used to. Yeah, Gene definitely gonna have to stand on 10, and he gonna have to address all that shit he said one day. I don't know who gonna be the one that approaches him. But I just think that Gene going to stand on all that shit. Let's just keep it a big buck.
What if I tell you that Diddy's victims are really victims? And you or you know someone that has gone through something like this. It's called being blackballed. Walk with me here. So imagine the music industry as a corporation, right? Again, walk with me. So all these people who worked under Diddy, they have been laid off, they worked again. They laid off, worked again. Why is that? One could say they're making money and getting the kickbacks from Diddy. But have you failed to realize that maybe some of these people were forced back to work for Diddy? The entertainment industry is way different than corporate. You can't just go up and sue the music industry because people know people. So if someone as big as Diddy says, I don't F with that person, what do you think's gonna happen? They'll be blackballed, no one will work with them. That's why a lot of people were dragging Kathleen Clark, but let's keep it a buck. And let's talk about the so-called trafficked and ex-victims, right? Let's say they cooperated. They enjoyed the fun time. They enjoyed the FOs, a grand old time. But then one day they're like, well, I don't want to do it anymore. That's when it comes to blackball and threat of getting the benefits cut off. But think about it. Cassie's not perfect, but she was enjoying the positive things with Diddy. And during that time, it's like, listen, I'm not going to get paid. I'm not going to get the luxuries if I don't follow what Diddy says or does. So wouldn't that be a force in a corporation? Wouldn't that be for a lawsuit? No, because Diddy is one of those guys, one of the top people in the industry. So if Diddy says, do not work with Cassie, they're not going to work with Cassie. Cassie's career is done. I don't know if you noticed, where was Cassie's next new hit? Where's Cassie's acting career? So we have to understand, she kind of had no choice. She had to sue. I would too. So we have to understand it's not just FOs, and it's a lot deeper than that. And let's figure out, in real life, if you, let's say, have issues with a certain supervisor, or you just you're not liked at your job, you're not going to get too far unless you know people who actually rock with you. Or, as I say, when God was meant for you, is meant for you. But that's just my thoughts on the matter. That's my opinion. I just kind of look at things a little more deeper than that. The industry, it's starting to show their true colors, especially when everyone's starting to talk about Diddy. So just be mindful, y'all. Stay alert.
What y'all think about that, man? Let me know in the chat. What do y'all think about that? Let's keep it going.
The Diddler is back.
Double tap the screen, y'all. Double tap that screen. Everybody double tap the screen. Let's go.
In court today, you guys arguing.
Salute to Secret Service Sam.
For an earlier sentencing time, as many of us knew, October 3rd was supposed to be the sentencing. But due to exceptional circumstances, that's what Diddy's defense team is saying, he needs to be sentenced earlier so we can get to this, so we can all get on with our lives, is what they're saying. Now, they're saying because, Kim Porter, the mother of his children, some of the children do not have a parent available. Now, all these children they're pretty much grown, but still, they're arguing that they need their parent there because they only have one. What do you guys think about this? I was expecting it to be October 3rd. To be honest with you, I don't have a lot of interest in going back to New York. I will go back there if it really calls. But I'm an LA boy, man. New York, I love New York, but man, that energy is aggressive. And you got to be ready for it. I will give it up to New Yorkers. You guys are your own your own species, man. You gotta really be tough to live in New York. You gotta have super thick skin. You gotta know how to deal with all kinds of people. In LA, we like our space. We like our chill vibes, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah, I am not looking at all forward to going back there. I'm looking forward to moving on from this episode of my life. I've been exhausted. Not that exhausted. I'm a tough guy, but you guys know what I'm saying. I digress. So late. What do you guys think? Will the diddler get off? Some people say that if the sentencing, he's served time already and he could be off. And they said if so, they would dismiss him to his 1-star island. Not a bad way to go out of jail too.
Told y'all that he's possibly walking out that jail. Salute to Will Wallace for the $50. Says, one more thing before I roll out. Personally, I'm not a Diddy supporter, but I'm definitely not a supporter of the government railroading MFers. Good, clean show, Ratchet TV. Salute Will Wallace for the $50. I appreciate that. Salute, salute, salute.
Star Island. But, you know, it's interesting is what are the civil lawsuits going to bring? Will they break the diddler? I just want to remind everybody, all of his actions are disgusting. I don't approve of any man ever touching a woman, ever talking down to a woman, anything. So don't get it twisted here, but what is at play is if you have millions and millions and millions of dollars, you can get away with some of the most heinous things in our country. But here's also something I need to point out. If you want to be, this is not a loss for the victims. You know, victims need to still feel power in coming forward. The problem is the government over-indicted somebody trying to, you know, humiliate him. And these humiliation rituals go back in history with black men. And I'm not saying Diddler is a good, innocent man, but I'm just saying they overcharged him and they didn't have a case. And they put us all through it thinking that they were going to have a case and they didn't. And I don't know. So we're going to see what the sentencing is. That's going to be probably a big surprise for everybody. I'm predicting it probably will only be a year or two, maybe 3, and he's already served most of that. So let me know what you guys think in the commentaries. Secret Service Sam Allen Sampson for president of TikTok.
Salute to Secret Service Sam. I might have him on the show tomorrow. Let me know if y'all want that. I might pull Secret Service up to do a show with him tomorrow. Let's listen to Kanye talk to Diddy. Have y'all heard Kanye and Diddy speaking? Have y'all heard that? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Hold on. Let's continue.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
Thank you so much for just taking care of my kids, man. Cause ain't nobody reach out to, ain't nobody call, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody, man, that meant so much, you know what I'm saying, that you reached out to them, took them under your wing while I'm in this spot, man. And I appreciate you, word up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man. It's like you raised me even when I didn't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel the love, man. For real. I feel the love. For real. It means so much to me. This right here is crazy. You be careful out there because they definitely trying to end us. You feel me?
Yeah.
They can't do it. They ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat this and get next to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna raise our families and become the kings that we're supposed to be. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Put that love in your heart, man, and enjoy yourself, man. Like, get out there and I want to see you. You tear down the stadium. I need to see you back on that stage. And actually rapping and performing and everything. I be dreaming of that shit.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
What y'all think about that, man? They say Ye look different, man. It's some weird shit going on. Let's watch that one more time, man.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
Thank you so much for just taking care of my kids, man. Cause ain't nobody reach out to, ain't nobody call, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody, man, that meant so much, you know what I'm saying, that you reached out to them and took them under your wing while I'm in this spot. Man, and I appreciate you, word up, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man. It's like you raised me even when I didn't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel the love, man, for real. I feel the love, for real. It means so much to me. This right here is crazy. You be careful out there because they definitely trying to end us, you feel me?
Yeah.
They can't do it. They ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat this and get next to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna raise our families and become the kings that we're supposed to be, you feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Put that love in your heart, man, and enjoy yourself, man. Like, get out there and I want to see you. You tear down the stadium. I need to see you back on that stage and actually rapping and performing and everything.
it's time. It's time.
So Spiller the Driller, thank you for the $20. Says salute Ratchet stays with the beautiful people at attention. Support for your work. I didn't like how them two fake reporters tried you. You held your feet firm. I respect it. Salute, man. It's all love. You already know what we do over here, man. So salute to you. I appreciate that $20. Let's continue, man. Yeah, it's something weird about that Kanye exchange. That was kind of creepy. I ain't gonna lie.
Diddy's
Was it just me or was that creepy as fuck? Was it just me?
character, what he did, smacking his mom. Kirk Burrows said that he smacked his mom. I know he cursed his mom. I checked him on that. I was speaking on this dude character. I wasn't letting it go. What you eat don't make me so I'm gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about.
How do you feel about the people that say that you should be worried if Diddy get out?
Motherfucker needs something to say, bro. I'm not gonna worry about somebody that I bodyguard. I'm not gonna worry about somebody that I bodyguard. And God knows I can bodyguard myself with his blessings. I can bodyguard myself with his blessings, bro. I'm not worried about that. Nothing beats an ambush, and I know that. But I'm not worried about his People just need to talk about something. They want to have something to say, man. Oh, G ain't got to be worried, so like that. So, shouldn't I have been worried when he was out here on the street? When he was out here on the street, I should have been worried. Yo, bro, August the 14th, 1999. High-speed chase in Harlem. You understand? I didn't know that he didn't send nobody after me then. Because niggas do that shit. They'll send somebody at you. I've seen dudes that do shit and they have Nick right there in the same clique and they didn't even know he did it. So how I know those 4 guys, 5 guns to my head wasn't sitting by him. I've been on camera since 99. I've been on the internet since 2018. Why I can't talk? Yeah, it's about him. And why you so mad? It ain't gossip when you talking about your personal experience, your personal relationship that you had to do with. It's gossip when you don't know and you repeating something somebody else said, that you heard somebody else say, you heard somebody else do.
I ain't gonna lie, Gene look like he over there stressing, man. He say he ain't worried. I'm gonna believe him, but I don't believe him. I'm gonna be real.
If you think
I'm gonna play that one in just a minute. Just a minute.
I want to talk about the biggest hater in hip hop. You know, if I didn't know any better, something's telling me that he's upset and in his feelings because Diddy didn't give him a lifetime pass to the bad boy brunches, one that he did have expired. This man has been dragging Diddy and bullying Diddy for decades. He's worse than a bitter ex who didn't get invited to the wedding. Seriously. He swear he was there to witness everything, but every story has a different remix depending on the podcast. If he got all this evidence, why didn't he go to the feds a long time ago? Why didn't he get subpoenaed into this trial? You got all this evidence, but you're on podcast, not in the courtroom testifying. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it seems like he's more mad that Diddy pays him dust and left him behind rather than these alleged crimes. Gene Dill, you're moving like a scorned ex side piece, just in a 6XL t-shirt. At this point, it's screaming, I want to be in the inner circle, but my security code has expired. I have no access. I can't tell y'all any new information. I can't pay my bills. And I'm just bitter and just miserable. And I don't get paid unless I speak on Diddy. You're screaming relevance. You're like the only grown-ass man that wake up on these apps speaking about another man and being upset that another man is gonna be free. What are you gaining from this? It's disgusting at this point. We all know that the minor charges that Diddy was convicted of is appealable. And we also know that his lawyer said that the fight isn't over until Diddy is free. And we also know that they're asking for a speedy sentencing. There's a hearing scheduled for July 8th that is going to take place, so that way they can decide whether or not they're going to go with the speedy sentencing or if they're just going to keep it scheduled for October. My assumptions is they're going to have a speedy sentencing. They're going to see that he had no priors, he didn't have any trouble in jail, and this man needs to be free. And by the guidelines, and with him already serving 10 months, he's not really looking at any time. But here's the kicker. The kicker is his lawyers are $1 million lawyers, and they're not playing. They already screened mistrial several times to prepare for the appellate court. So even though he was convicted and found guilty of these things, he's still proven his innocence by going to the appellate court and getting this overturned also, just like he was acquitted on the two most biggest charges that you guys thought he was going to be found guilty of. Clock that T. All this 7, 20, 10 years stuff that you guys are talking about, like, let's talk facts and let's not talk from our hearts. You guys went from saying he was going to be found guilty of all these things, and now that he's not, now it's so funny to me that you guys are talking about, oh, well, he's still gonna have to do time. If you guys think that he's serving any time, I think you guys need to go find something safe to do. But it's been real quiet. What happened to the 98% conviction rates for the feds? Y'all said that he was losing. Y'all said that he was going down. All the witnesses, all the text messages, all the emotional testimonies and things like that. What happened? What happened? Is y'all cool? Y'all need a hug? Remember, this is chess, not checkers. Facts over feelings. See y'all in the next video.
I ain't gonna lie. Her damn attitude turns me on. I like the way she talks. I just like the way she talks. She's like, kind of aggressive, but not. But I don't know, fellas. Y'all rocking me? I definitely, I like that energy. I ain't gonna lie. I like her energy, but she was saying some real shit. And it's basically what it is, man. I don't see a lengthy sentence here. I see, hey, look, I just gotta keep it a buck. Yeah, that girl could get it. You know what I'm saying? She definitely could get it. She can get these problems. Don't tell them bite. But nah, being real, I definitely just don't. I just see them coming home, man. I don't really think that they never had much of a case. By the guidelines, he can't get sentenced to some harsh shit. I know y'all saying 10 years, 20 years. There's no way none of that's happening. He ain't getting no damn 20 years off the muscle anyway. They can't sentence him like that either way. Like you're not gonna set an example by telling someone no longer to be a trick. Here's 20 years, and they can't do it based on it's not gonna be nothing even based on the violence, man. They're gonna get the man some help. If anything, I think Diddy will end up getting some help. That's just my opinion.
Tissa Tails, could you describe what the so-called mob did to you following the verdict?
So yes, as everybody knows, I was accosted outside the courthouse, and that was putting it lightly. Scum. Diddy supporting scum.
Diddy supporting scum.
Literally rolling around like the mob from Beauty and the Beast looking for me.
Rolling like the mob from Beauty and the Beast looking for me.
Tissa Tails, can you tell me what they said to you? Tissa Tails.
Tissa Tails, could you describe what the so-called mob did to you?
The so-called mob did to you? Tissa Tails. Tissa Tails.
Following the verdict?
So yes, as everybody knows, I was accosted outside the courthouse, and that was putting it lightly. Scum. Diddy supporting scum. Literally rolling around like the mob from Beauty and the Beast looking for me so they could, according to what they were telling their followers, lay their hands and feet on me. What happened to Cassie was going to be nothing compared to what they planned to do to me, which is what they told me, okay?
This motherfucker can lie, boy. Boy.
That was it was eye-opening, okay? Now, at the time, thank goodness I did have security, but it was incredibly eye-opening, okay? But more importantly, I saw the base of the fear. The fact that he has a very loyal following of idiots. He did not have to give them a penny. He doesn't even have to
So you just said they didn't get paid. Now they did. So you just said they didn't have to get paid a penny because he has such loyal followers. Now you're saying they paid people $60K. So why would you see how she just lies so much? She catches herself in her own lies.
Importantly, I saw the base of the fear. The fact that he has a very loyal following of idiots. He did not have to give them a penny. He doesn't even have to thank them. He doesn't even have to know who they are. He is happy. They are happy to do his bidding, or what he showed everybody what his bidding is. I fear for the victims. I fear for anybody that actually speaks out, okay? Diddy and the people around him, in my opinion, are not safe. And that jury...
Yo, this motherfucker can spin a story, boy. Listen to this.
They are happy to do his bidding, or what he showed everybody what his bidding is. I fear for the victims. I fear for anybody that actually speaks out, okay? Diddy and the people around him, in my opinion, are not safe. And that jury, like I've always said, sent a signal that domestic violence isn't real violence. It's okay if you have to use your hands and feet to put a woman in their place. And that's scary to actually think that you have a band of misfit bum losers who are willing to do your bidding at the end of the day. And interestingly enough, you have a band of misfit bum losers who are willing to do your bidding at the end of the day. And interestingly enough, I expect this to be a new day, because it has come out that a lot of people that were even trying to accost me, attack me, actually have their own domestic violence cases coming up. Again, you cannot make this up, but this is...
Look, Nancy and Tisa are trying it. Boy, they really are trying it, and they want to control this narrative as much as they can. Boy, Tisa, you big wig bitch, you.
Is the type of support that Sean Diddy Combs brings out for himself.
This is the type of support Sean Diddy...
Tissa Tails, can you tell me? Tissa Tails, can you tell me what these mob of people said to you, Tisa? Can you tell me what this mob said to you? They came up to me like the mob. Oh my God. They were so vicious and they attacked me. These are his supporters. They're bum idiots. They are idiots, Nancy. You tell them, girl. You're a good girl. Now sit. Nancy, what in the drawn-on eyebrows do we have here? Nancy, don't make me lick my thumb and wipe your face. Don't make me lick. I'm talking about your eyebrows. Don't say, he threatened me. Oh my God, I can't believe he threatened me. I can't believe he threatened me.
Y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun, and baby, I don't know if you know her. This is Tissa Tails. Tissa Tails is a consummate content creator, and she was paramount during the Diddy trial. Tissa came back and updated us at every break. At the end of the night, she gave lives, and Tissa was 10 toes down that Diddy was guilty of everything, right? That's just how she felt. But she's come under fire because people feel like she was really wrong and just really negative towards Diddy. Now, Tissa is coming under fire for being in this barricade right here, because people are like, how did she get in this barricade? Right? There were content creators out there. Nobody else did that. Tissa even went live on her channel to show credentials that she had made up, you know, that she was a part of the FBI or the CIA or whatever. She even has a security guard. That dude, you see the arm over there with the suit on? He was standing outside the barricade. But the guy with the backpack is from RatchetTV, and he was giving it to Tissa. He was telling Tissa how she needed to apologize to Diddy's family, how She misled her audience saying that he was going to be guilty, how she lied on Diddy, and it was another woman in the back talking about Tisa hates black men. It was a mess. But now the people are saying that Tisa not even black, because while this man right here was going at Tisa said something like, it's just another broke in. Baby, they hot behind that. Let's listen.
Despite projecting herself as a member of the black community, as she has been doing, it is now confirmed that Tissa Tails is not African American. She is of an Indian or Asian descent, with no cultural or ancestral ties to the black experience.
Now, this is Delray Richardson. He is from Straight Game TV on YouTube, and I am using this video for teaching purposes, okay? So he's saying that it has been confirmed that Tisa is not black. I don't know where he got this confirmation, but not black. And after she said the N-word, that really sent people into orbit behind all that. And for whatever reason, people really are not feeling Tisa, because in the comments, people had talked about unfollowing Tisa, how they couldn't stand her voice, how she lied to everybody. But I feel like Tisa was just giving her perspective like everybody else was giving their perspective. But she really and truly got on a lot of people's skin behind this. That's wild. Baby, and another thing that Delray cannot with, he played this clip over and over and over in one of his videos. And I think Tisa was talking about this dude right here, because when they were going back and forth, because he was letting Tisa have it. Tisa said, Diddy is never going to let you please the eggplant baby.
Well, that wasn't me she was talking to. That was some zesty dude with dreadlocks who walked up to her and said that. So, wrong dude. I didn't go up to her and say that. And I think a lot of people got that part confused too. That wasn't me she was talking to, and that wasn't me in that clip. You could clearly hear in that clip when they walked up to her on her live, that wasn't even my voice. So that wasn't me, sweetie.
Honey, he could not with that when she said that. So y'all let me know, did y'all listen to Tisa?
It definitely was not me.
During the Diddy trial, could you form your own opinions? Did you feed into everything that she was saying? Or do you think she was just covering it like any other content creator was?
She definitely is Hawaiian. She's not black. We've done the research. It comes back to Hawaiian, Asian descent. Think there might be some Indian in there. I know it's Asian for sure. And and where's her dad from? I can't even damn remember. The Philippines, Filipino, yeah.
Covenant, right? Because she was actually in the courtroom. I was listening to her and other content creators. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't think that what Tisa was saying was Bible. I knew I had to wait to see what the judge and jury had said. They act like the girl was the judge and the jury. Let me know what you think. It's your girl, Millie Chan. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Man. So everybody's starting to wake up to Tissa Tails lies. A lot of people are starting to wake up to that. Her and Nancy really want to control this narrative. Her and Nancy really want to control this narrative.
August 29th going to be
They trying it.
bigger than October 3rd? That's what you have to ask yourself if you're Puff Daddy and his defense team. August 29th is the date that the pre-sentence report comes out by the probation office. And what does that mean? In cases like this, the probation office will issue what's called a pre-sentence report to the judge, where the probation office takes the criminal history, the investigation of the defendant, the charges, and the conviction, and it gives almost a guideline to the judge to use for purposes of sentencing. Now, does the probation office really make a recommendation? Keep in mind, it's going to come down to the judge. The defense and the prosecution will both make recommendations. How heavily will this judge weigh this pre-sentence report? We know the judge sat through all of the evidence. He saw the videos. He saw the batteries. He saw the assaults. But he also watched the prosecution get kicked in the teeth on the RICO charge. So it's going to be interesting. I think the August 29th pre-sentence report is going to help focus the judge. And specifically, I think that's why the judge wasn't having it with the defense wanting to push up the sentencing. Remember, the defense made motions that they wanted to push it up. They abandoned that with the prosecution and said, no, judge, we're going to stay with the original October 3rd hearing for sentencing. I think the judge was probably pretty clear behind the scenes, wanted everything in front of him in order to make his ruling. Is this going to be something like the movie right out of Molly's Game?
Would the defendant please rise for sentencing?
Someone said, how many people do you think gonna sue her as? I think several people will sue her, several.
This court manifestly disagrees with the government's sentencing recommendation.
Prosecution comes up and the judge rebuts him and says, no, look, you brought a crappy case. You didn't get your convictions, and I'm letting Puff Daddy walk out of here on October 3rd. My take is there's no possibility of that happening. He was convicted on 2 different charges of transporting prostitution. Both of those carry 10-year sentences. Is it a case where the judge is going to max them? In my opinion, no. Puff Daddy's not getting 20 years. Is he going to do more prison time? If I was a betting lawyer, I would have to say yes. I think the defense is warning their client, Sean Combs, you're going to do more jail time. Yes, we're going to ask for time served since back to September when you were incarcerated with no bond. It's going to count towards that. What can these defense attorneys who did a heck of a job at the trial convince the judge to take the lower of the recommendation? Keep in mind, there is still a score sheet where, hey, judge, here's your variances. The prosecution wants 5. We want 1. Where does it fall in the totality? When comparing his case, all other federal cases, what's the consistency here so we don't go outside of these variances, so we're not just picking on a celebrity or making an example out of him? But at the end of the day, it is the judge's discretion. They carry a ton. He watched the batteries. He heard the dirt. He also saw what was overcharged by the prosecution. It's going to be a tough one for the judge. I think he's going to weigh heavily on that August 29th pre-sentence report. If it gets published, good opportunity for social media to come back and say, hey, this is from a probation standpoint, what does it look like? But at the end of the day, for those that are fans of Sean Combs, don't get your hopes up. I don't see in any world how he walks out without more prison time.
We're gonna see how it all shakes out. I don't know, man. It's looking like he possibly will get out. To me, it looks like he possibly will get out. Let's chop it up about the twins.
Like daddy, come on. Just like daddy. Just like daddy, come on. We look just like daddy. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Diddy Glover's 2 little twin bundles of joy, Pure Bible, is now out bragging, saying that Diddy Glover is going to get time served October 3rd, Pure Bible. And I'm not going to lie, I agree with the girls. I think Diddy is going to get time served too. And I'm not going to let y'all make fun of the bundle of joy. 2 little cute little girls, I'm not going to tease them like I do King Kong's Bible. Those girls was like, twins, how many of us have them? Twins, the ones you can depend on. We're twins. Our dad is gonna be free. Yeah, he's gonna get time served. And everyone that thought we were so affected by the nasty stuff and the things we heard in the courtroom, you were wrong. Our dad is gonna be free. You think that we just found out our dad likes to get his cakes clapped? We been knew that. Yay! And make sure you buy our new hoodies. We got a clothing line, a hoodie line. We got free Diddy shirts, free Diddy hoodies, free Diddy jackets. Diddy's coming home. Yeah! Free our dad.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, man, the internet is undefeated, bro. I swear the internet is a crazy fucking place, right, to be. Got to be a crazy
Appearing
place to
in
be.
federal court in West Palm Beach, he is one of 3 men at the center of an FBI investigation accused of running a prostitution and international sex trafficking operation.
The defendants allegedly preyed on the hopes and dreams of their victims by exploiting, abusing, and silencing them to fulfill their own desires with insidious secret intentions.
The indictment charges that from 2008 to 2015, Michael Jeffries, his partner Matthew Smith, and their employee ran an international sex trafficking ring and prostitution business.
Now, this is the dude I'm talking about, the Abercrombie dude. Why is this dude free? How does this happen? How does it? In what world is Diddy still in jail and he's free with all this shit? And y'all double tap the screen. We need 50 people to double tap the screen to get to 800 likes. We also $40 away from 300 for the night, man. double tap the screen to support the channel, do something, you know what I'm saying? Keep it a buck.
And they used a network of people to make it all happen and to keep it secret. In court today, Jeffries appeared calm, and when the judge told him that he knew his lawyer and he was excellent, Jeffries said, "Good, I'm glad to hear that." 80-year-old Michael Jeffries, former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, looked calm, wearing a navy pullover sweater and white pants, leaving federal court surrounded by his lawyers after the judge ruled he could go free on bond while fighting his sex trafficking charges. Prosecutors agree with his lawyers on a $10 million bond secured by a house he co-owns with his wife in Fishers Island, New York. Jeffries will be fitted with a GPS ankle monitor and restricted to his home on Palm Beach. The indictment states that Jeffries, his life partner Matthew Smith, and an employee of theirs used their power, wealth, and Jeffries' position at Abercrombie to entice more than a dozen young male model hopefuls to attend parties where they were forced into sex acts.
To anyone who thinks they can exploit and coerce others by using the so-called casting couch system, this case should serve as a warning. Prepare to trade that couch for a bed in federal prison.
Man. But they let this dude walk free. Thank you, Leash, for the 10-piece. Salute Leashy Leash with the 10-piece. We $30 away from 300, man. We $30 away. I just want to show that because I want to know how
things that you said.
Oh, damn, that shit was loud as hell. I want to know how them dudes. I want to know how these motherfuckers is free. Y'all had a real enterprise going on.
In that interview, headline after
you
headline.
You mean like Diddy going to jail or TD stepping down with him?
It was all that. And then like every time you see like hashtag Cat was right, Cat tried. They have the clip.
I'm only trying to tell the truth.
Where did they know you get a day though? Cat was right.
I don't look at it like that. I don't own the information. I'm very firm that I'm on God's side. So consequently, it's never a problem trying to be humble. I'm always humble. Like, I know I ain't shit. I know why I'm special. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I connect to that source every day. I didn't invent these things, and I'm not the reason they exist. But my job as a public official is to find out what the truth is about things and reveal that to us that care about that sort of thing.
There's not as many people like you that will come out and say, yo, listen, I don't give a fuck. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Because they'll kill you. And it's not a joke, and it's not like, no, because a life doesn't mean anything to them. It's easy for them to do. They're adept at doing a Diddy, getting rid of you and not having no handprints on it. Like this is how they traffic. And so you would have to really not be scared, not be acting like you're not scared. You'd have to really be too stupid to be scared. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm backed by God, so I don't even know how to have the fear you need me to have.
But is that stupidity? That ain't stupid if you're backed by God.
Hey, I just put it out there for the idiots to have something to grasp onto. But what I'm saying is, if my only belief is in God, then how I'm gonna be scared?
Only God can judge me, huh?
Nah, facts though. Cat is he on point with that. Cat Williams 100% is on point with that. He just said he backed by God. That's why he continue to do what he do, man. I heard that. Salute to Cat Williams, man. Let's go.
If you think the Diddy case is over, you are beyond mistaken. Because as we continue with the postmortems, it tells us a lot about our system and how ultimately Diddy might have the final case, the final 2 charges overturned on appeal. Now, as a former prosecutor, as a current licensed trial lawyer who spent years inside the system, watching overzealous cases get built on headlines instead of hard evidence, I can say without hesitation, the federal case against Sean Diddy Combs should never have made it to trial. In federal court, state court cases would have handled this perfectly. But federal cases racketeering, sex trafficking. It was bloated, political, and theatrically overcharged. Not that he's a good guy. Not that what he did was not criminal, but federal? No. It was the same thing if you'd brought him in traffic court. If you would have charged him with arson, it's the wrong charge. And the jury's partial acquittal, 75-80%, rejecting the most serious allegations of sex trafficking and racketeering, confirms exactly what any seasoned trial lawyer could see from day one. This was a story, not a case. Now let's be clear. The government threw everything at Diddy, using RICO, sex trafficking statutes that were designed to target cartel bosses and organized crime, not entertainment figures in complex, weird personal relationships, not some oversexed freak. By the way, that's not against the law in state or federal court. From the outset, from the beginning, the prosecution leaned into emotion over substance. The term freak off was weaponized repeatedly, used endlessly in filings and press leaks designed to scandalize the jury before a single witness spoke. And yet, when cameras weren't rolling and the actual evidence came in, even alternate jurors like George, a man with, this is the alternate juror everybody's talking about now, George, a man with no ties to the industry, no prior admiration for Combs. He said what needed to be said. He said, I don't think it was forced. That's not defense spin. That's a juror describing the very footage the public never saw. Because that's the case. These women didn't call the police. They kept coming back. Look, I'm sorry. You could talk about trauma bonding or Stockholm syndrome. Whatever you want. The law doesn't disprove or add to the lack of evidence something that you write in because you know about the intricacies of human emotion. George described the infamous freak-off videos as pretty tame, involving a lot of rubbing oil and stuff. These were his words. But nothing graphic or criminal. That's a far cry, don't you think, from the headlines screaming about sex cults and trafficking rings? What does that tell us? That the prosecution strategy was to frame Diddy as a monster and hope the jury would maybe fill in the gaps. But jurors don't fill in blanks. They respond to evidence, thank God. And when presented with private text messages and recordings and timelines, the image of coercion disappeared and collapsed completely. See, the truth is this.
Let's continue, man. Let's continue. This dude got some gems for us. Let's continue, gang. Get the likes up. Double tap the screen. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The prosecution's case against Diddy was built around Cassie Ventura and Jane, two accusers with complicated relationships to Combs. But the state's failure wasn't in giving them a platform. It was in accepting, rather I should say in asking a jury to accept uncorroborated allegations as gospel. As any prosecutor knows, witness testimony must be backed by consistency, credibility, and evidence. When George, the alternate juror, George, says Cassie gave very credible testimony, but still doubts the trafficking charge, that tells you how shaky the legal foundation really was. He believed her. He just didn't believe the government proved the crimes. Oh, nobody did, especially when you're seeing, basically getting the shit.
My bad.
It's never hit the legal.
My shit went out of, I don't know what the hell happened, but my shit froze. My bad, y'all. I think my screen had froze. We should be good now. Can y'all hear me? Are we good? Let me know in the chat. Drop the gems.
Bar for sex trafficking? There were no locked doors, no physical restraints, no handcuffs, no threats of violence, no evidence or actions to compel behavior. What we saw was a consensual adult relationship with questionable boundaries and a celebrity power imbalance. But that's not federal criminal conduct. Is it uncomfortable? Possibly. Unusual? Definitely. But illegal? Not under the law. And that's what matters in a courtroom. Is it illegal under the statutes. Let's talk about the RICO charge. A racketeering conspiracy is supposed to show an enterprise engaged in repeated criminal acts with at least two predicate acts that were proved. I don't want to get into the specifics, but there's going to be continuity and there's going to be relatedness and all kinds of other aspects. So what did the government offer to support that? Well, gossip, innuendo, selective clips, no financial ledgers proving organized vice, no trail of underlings carrying out orders, no internal communications, planning crimes. The case was vague, overbroad, and designed, I guess, just to shock. Jurors weren't buying it, and neither was George. He said, quote, "There was always a little bit of doubt," he said, of the racketeering charge. Doubt that prosecutors never dispelled because the charge itself was never really developed. And doubt is all you need, as in reasonable doubt. And that's the dirty little truth behind this trial. It wasn't about justice, it was about theater. This was the Department of Justice's attempt to use a high-profile black mogul as a test balloon to show they were cracking down, on celebrity abusers and the Me Too era. But that's not how justice works. You don't shoehorn facts into a preferred narrative. You prove your case, piece by piece, beyond a reasonable doubt. Here they didn't. Not even close. Not even close. Now, the media deserves scrutiny too. See, their coverage consistently parroted the prosecution's framing while ignoring the courtroom reality. Leaks about raids, rumors about footage, and inflammatory labels like pimp and predator dominated the headlines. But when the trial unfolded and people could see, the major outlets had already moved on, conveniently ignoring that the jury saw something completely different than what the public had been fed from us.
Now, that's my point right there. All these reporters, Tissa Tails, Nancy Grace, liars that use their platforms to sit up there and pretend like this was a slam dunk by the prosecution and completely left out the part that the prosecution is setting this man up. Just because you're a Diddy hater, you can't tell the truth and just say, hey, y'all, by the way, I mean, yeah, I hate the man. I can't stand what he did to Cassie. I don't like it. You could have easily said that and been like, but the fact is, the prosecution is setting them up. Like, listen to these transcripts, y'all. Listen to this stuff. This is a complete setup. I mean, the man is a monster. I can't stand what he has done, but the facts state that this is a complete setup and this is not a real case. That's what the facts say. Fuck what you think. The facts remain and the jury saw it. This is a fake RICO. This is fake. There's nothing to this RICO. This is not a RICO. This is not racketeering. This is not conspiracy. This is not, I mean, yeah, he did the transportation to commit prostitution by law. So yeah, definitely. But this was not what we were fed. We were fed bullshit. We were fed, there's going to be kids in the mix. There's going to be a bunch of parties being mixed. All the celebrities are going to come out. Every celebrity's getting exposed. They got the real FO tapes. They got it all, Ratchet. It's all coming out. You just watch. Everything is about to come out about Diddy. Nothing came out other than he was just he had a sexual side to him that was, you know, crazy, weird, whatever. He was abusive as hell. He was a piece of crap. Okay, but it wasn't a RICO. I mean, yeah, he did some illegal shit as far as the domestic stuff and whatever. You know, he did drugs. I mean, but the things that they were bringing up in court were not even illegal things to do. You know, they were just bringing up his sexual fantasies and stuff. That's just weird to even listen to. But I could honestly say that ain't a RICO though. That's not a fucking RICO. They overcharged them and tried to get everything to stick, and they look dumb. Just to be honest with you, the prosecution looks dumb in the end. The feds lost. They look beat.
Juror George's post-trial interviews are vital because they cut through the noise. He didn't see a crime ring. He saw messy adult relationships, regrettable choices, and the prosecution overreaching its mandate. And yet, people are still trying to spin this as a partial win for the government. What? partial win. Let's be honest. 2 misdemeanor level transport charges are light years from the sweeping indictment they brought forward. The bond denial, it's a procedural call, not a statement on guilt. The real message came from the jury. They didn't believe Diddy ran a criminal empire. They didn't believe he trafficked women. And they didn't find that the government met its burden of proof of those. The burden of proof on its most serious of allegations. Now, for those of us who've worked both sides of the courtroom, prosecution and defense, this case, this theater is a cautionary tale. It reminds us what happens when prosecutors chase headlines instead of convictions. Especially when you throw Maureen Comey in there. She's always in there, isn't she? Epstein in there. I wonder what that is. You see, when they substitute implication for evidence, when they overcharge, when they overreach, and they gamble on the idea that public opinion will do the heavy lifting, it'll fill in the blanks. But the courtroom is the one place where truth still matters. And that truth, according to the jury, and the evidence, and even the alternate, was that the government didn't prove its case. It failed. Now, when it fails, Diddy should walk. Now, will Diddy face sentencing for the 2 convictions? Yes. But even those stem from legal definitions that are wildly outdated. Oh my God. Transportation for purposes of prostitution? That charge is so elastic, it's been used against cab drivers and travel agents. It's not nothing, but it's a far cry from what the public was led to exist. Used to call it the white slavery statute. They got Charlie Chaplin, I think, and R. Kelly, and Chuck Berry, and Jack Johnson, and was it Charlie Chaplin? Anyway, in the end, the lesson here isn't just for the feds, it's for all of us. Allegations are not convictions. Say it again, allegations are not convictions. Headline narratives don't hold up under cross-examination. And even celebrities, believe it or not, especially celebrities, okay? Especially celebrities, especially this guy. They deserve the full protection of due process. If the government wants to take down a man like Diddy, fine. But they better bring more salacious stories and dramatic flair. And maybe charge him in state court. They better bring proof. Now, in this case, they didn't. And that's why the jury got it right. Now, understand something. I made a lot of people angry by saying this because people think that somehow I'm standing up for Diddy, that I like what he. No, I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the rule. I believe in the rules. The rules say that he has the right to due process. Everybody. I don't care who you are, even Diddy. Now, do me a favor, dear friends. I need your likes. Likes are the currency that put us in the HOV lane, my friend. Like this video. Let people see my words. Let people see and follow my words. Let them follow what I'm saying. Also make sure that you make sure that you like this video, of course. Hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And subscribe to our channel. 85% of the people who watch us don't subscribe to our video. And I don't know why. Or our channel, I should say. All right, my friends, thank you. And I've got some questions for you, some questions I've drafted. I'd like you to go to the comment section and pick one you'd like and expand. And comment. Comment as you see fit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he had some gems though. He definitely was dropping gems on the Diddy case, man. He definitely was dropping gems. Someone said, word on the street is someone is on probation and went to New York. Girl, shut the hell up. Then why the fuck am I free at home right now? Shut the fuck up. Get your weird ass off my channel. Like, I swear, y'all just believe anything that people just put on the internet. I see why these people just be stealing y'all damn money. I don't even feel bad for y'all getting your money stole like that. Y'all just get lied to and just love being lied to. I don't get how many... Y'all don't see through these people's lies by now? You don't see through the people's lies by now, man? Let's go. Kanye West, man. This is where we started off the damn live at. We started off with Kanye talking about it and said people are so dense sometimes. I think people just want that to be true. Ratchet, I really hope you was on probation and you did. Ratchet ain't on no damn probation. Stop with the fucking lies. Stop with the rumors and don't come to my channel with that bullshit. Because I'm still at home right now in my house. My beautiful home. with my puppies. Y'all be so mad at the shit. Look, y'all, we are $28 away from we $28 away from 3 honey buns tonight, y'all. Let's see. I ain't gonna lie, I was low-key believing the hype in silence at the beginning until I started hearing the evidence. Felt stupid for jumping the gun. That happens, man. I mean, it's all love. Now we are $22 away. We $22 away. I'm 23, my bad. $23 away. I said 22. We $23 away. Salute to the chat, man. Y'all showing love tonight, man. Double tap that screen, get us to 800 likes, man. We need 12 people to double tap that screen. I don't know what else to tell y'all about the Diddy case, because y'all only gonna believe and say, what is 28 from a honey bun? Oh, I said from 3 honey buns. A honey bun is $100. So 3 honey buns, we almost gonna hit $300 on the screen. So that's what I mean by honey bun. Salute to Linda. I'm a soldier for the 20-piece. I appreciate you, Linda. Salute, salute, salute. We at $297 now. We at $297, y'all. We $3 away. We $3 away. Somebody go ahead and throw up the 5-piece or something. You know what I'm saying? Get us to that 3 honey buns. Let's keep it a big buck. Let's keep it a big buck. I said dogs stink can make whatever. I don't even know what the hell. They deleted the comment. My dogs don't stink, so let's keep that a big buck. Let's keep that a big buck. Y'all be crazy as hell in these comment sections. I swear y'all be crazy. Some of y'all be lost y'all damn mind, to be honest. Salute to Linda, I'm a soldier for the 2-piece. She said, let me go ahead and get you up there to the 3 honey buns. We just hit 3 honey buns on the stream. Well, we at $299, but it's all love. We right at $300, man. People starting to wake up to the lies. They starting to wake up to the BS. Yeah, and a lot of people realize, let me address this too. Let me address this, because I really do want to address this. The only content creator I'm really cool with from that whole shit out there was Armand Wiggins. That's my dog. We still cool. Other than that, I don't got an issue with Nick at Night. She's cool. I don't have an issue with Nick at Night. I don't got an issue with Queen either. Queen Shakur, I don't got an issue with her. But as far as everybody else, yeah, I'm really cool on everybody else. It's been too much weird clout chasing shit going on. Niggas getting mad because people don't say their names and fam, y'all gotta realize people and no knock to Tissa Tails. She did her thing out there. I ain't no hater. She definitely did her thing out there. So people like Tissa Tails, RatchetTV, Nick at Night, Armand Wiggins, we leave with our platform still. You know what I'm saying? We still got our platform. We stand on what we built before we got to that trial. So we wasn't going out there looking to be the next up-and-coming content creator. It's like all of us were already that when we got there. So like I said, no shade to Tisa on that. I got to be real. I call a spade a spade. Tisa was already built before she got out there. Nick at Night was built before she got out there. Armand was built before he got out there. RatchetTV was built before he got out there. We didn't need that trial. Oh, man. You said what? I don't even know what the hell you talking about, Lorenzo. But anyway, like I was saying, we didn't need help with our platform going out there. We didn't need the Diddy trial. Like I wasn't banking on the Diddy trial being my it moment. Here it goes. I need this. Like, nah, I went out there for my fans, my subscribers, my supporters. They wanted me to go out there, so I definitely went out there. Salute Linda for the 5-piece. It wasn't something like, oh my God, y'all, this is my big moment. I don't need a big moment. I've had bigger moments than that before. That was, to be real, that was just a good experience to do. You know, so I just went out there to experience something that, you know, that's how this platform is moving forward, doing more court cases and stuff like that. So that was just the first of many court cases that I'll be traveling to, and we'll be going to do our thing on a lot of these cases. That was it. It wasn't like I went out there, or Amon went out there like, oh my God, I need this for my moment to be a next big YouTuber. And like, dog, we was already big when we got out there. So, I mean, ain't nothing gonna change with none of our platforms as far as us. Now, it's a lot of y'all smaller content creators who are trying to grasp onto that moment. You want to hear your names be mentioned. You need the clicks, you need the views, you need the clout. I mean, once this Diddy case is over, so is your platform. That a lot of people is going to be done, and it's a lot of New York content creators who just don't know how to do content. You know, just run your fucking mouth on the internet all day. It's only going to get you so far. Y'all don't have what is it? What is the word? A talented bone in your body. Like, you're just not like us. I can't help you on that though. TT wasn't on national network, and she is only because of what's that said about Diddy Media picked her. Well, what I meant, well, I mean, yeah, I agree. Diddy case kind of made her into a household name, but she was already built before she got there. Tissa Tails was, I think she had like 400, 500,000 subscribers when she got out there. So yeah, it definitely helped her, but I don't think that she needed the Diddy case to, you know what I'm saying, be a successful content creator. I think she was pretty successful before she got out there. That's what I meant. Like, I ain't a hater, fam. I'm gonna speak facts. But Neek at Night as well, you know what I'm saying? Armand, myself as well. It was a few of us who did not need that shit. Let's keep that a big buck. They said, can't help you on that. They said, and I loved your realness ever since. Salute to you, Samira. Salute to you. TT lied on you on Nancy disgrace show. I can't worry about that. Nancy and Tisa do Coke Zero together. Let's keep it a buck. Nancy and Tisa sit and do Coke Zero together. Nancy got them little Tootsie Roll eyebrows. I ain't worried about her, them little drawn on ass Tootsie Roll eyebrows and that damn wig helmet she wears. Not worried about Nancy, bro. Nancy is a psychopath, if we're being honest with each other. NY was sleep until Big Ratchet showed up. Facts. Celebrity gossip only. You do real life situations. Facts. Ratchet, you gonna dig more into Judge stating Jay-Z needs to prepare for a paternity court? Yeah. I'm definitely gonna cover that Jay-Z shit. This Diddy stuff is getting dry. The Diddy case is drying up. Needs a little baby oil on it. Let's keep it a buck. Nah, but being honest, man, the Diddy case is wearing thin. There's not too much more you're going to be able to dig out this Diddy case. It's not going to be much more you're going to be able to do with it until sentencing. I mean, you just can come up with the same regurgitated stories. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tisa will do 200 more lives on Diddy and all the secret information she has and sell y'all a bunch more bullshit-ass dreams. I'm pretty sure she will. She'll definitely go live tomorrow and be like, Diddy team contacted her and said, take her videos down. I'm pretty sure she'll do it. Diddy's team just called me and said, Tisa, we know where you're at. Take the videos down. But you know me, y'all. I ain't gonna do it. Like, girl, shut the hell up with them damn lies. It's a weird ass song. That girl is weird as hell. I promise you. That girl is weird as a motherfucker. I asked 1,400 people, will Diddy walk free? 59% of the room said Diddy was walking free. 40% of the room, well, 60 to 40, 40% of the room says Diddy is getting 10 plus years. They said Diddy is getting 10 plus years. They said the eyebrows angry bird. She definitely looks like an angry bird. I swear I'm never going to be able to unsee that. Nancy Grace reminds me of an angry bird.
Tell me what they said, Tisa. Tissa Tails, tell me what they said to you. What did this mob of people say to you, Tissa Tails, huh? Tell me, girl, what they say? They said, I'm gonna do you worse than Cassie Diddy did Cassie. Wait till I get my hands on you. You won't be able to think straight once I get done with you. I was terrified. I had to walk out of that court building with my armed security guards. Do you not know this? I was scared. Here I am today, still strong. I am a survivor. Yes, I am a survivor, guys. I'm a survivor. Yes, me, surviving. Me, Tisa, I survived. Okay, you know what? I was in that courthouse every day. I had armed security guards. You do know this, right? I had armed security. I was getting inside scoops. I was getting the scoop. You know, I had the scoop on everything that was going on because I was actually in the courtroom every day, unlike some of these losers. You know, unlike the losers, the bums, Diddy supporters, scum of the earth. I hate them. Can't stand them. Never will ride with them. I won't take the bait, Diddy. I won't do it, supporters. I'm not changing my tune, okay? Thank you, Tisa. Thank you, Tisa. You did such a good job. Good girl.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Because at the end of the day, Nancy, fuck Tisa and Nancy. How about that? It says some broke ass loser. She be trying to get herself to believe what she's saying. Exactly. She be hyping the fuck up out of herself. And Nancy putting a battery in her back. Boy, Nancy finna get the drawers sued off you. Nancy got a battery so far up your damn back, that battery gonna pop out your damn mouth if you cough. I said, come on in, shut the door. Tisa probably has ADHD allegedly. I don't know. At the end of the day, she might. Let's keep it a big buck. She just haven't been pressed. Yeah, don't press her, please. Don't nobody press that girl. She calling the police. Don't even say nothing to that girl. She the type of person, but she will definitely put the police on you. So definitely don't say nothing to that girl. She crying that she been threatened to be unalived and everything, all because I called her a liar. Like, girl, you are typical. You showing your true colors, and it ain't one of us. I'm be real. It ain't this shade. I'm telling you, I don't know who the hell you are, who sent you, but you damn sure ain't none of us. You was that girl at school telling on everybody. He did it. He took the candy. He did it. It's in his pocket, right pocket. He has candy bars in his right pocket. He took them. I watched them. Girl, shut your little telling ass up. Your good telling ass up. Hey, I'm gonna get the. They say you got to do a skit, Ratchet. Yeah, you know my funny ass will do it, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna get ready to get the hell up off here, man. It's been a lovely night with y'all. Salute, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Ain't no telling what we might cover. Ain't no telling, man. I gotta go here. My dog's been. They ready to get out this. They ready to get out and go play, man. So I'm gonna let my dogs out to go play. Salute to y'all. I love y'all. I'm hungry. I need to go eat. I love y'all more than y'all will ever know. This your boy Big Ratchet. That's Ratchet Gang, and this is Ratchet TV. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. Salute. Good night to everybody. Make sure y'all get into the comment section when this live ends and let me know how y'all felt about tonight's content. Get into the comment section. Let me know what did y'all think about tonight's content. Get in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the content. Talking about, all right, man, I'm gone, gang. I love y'all. I'm out.